Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto Senju and Sayori Uchiha bloodline council bashing. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Amaterasu Sasano and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. I do not own Naruto or any of its characters. October 10th was a special day for Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Today was the day that their daughter was expected to be born. Kushina was excited since this was her first child, but was nervous thanks to the 9 tails that would try to force its way out of her, since her seal will weaken while she's giving birth. She witnessed firsthand how hard childbirth is when she heard her friend Sayori Uchiha giving birth 2 months ago to a baby boy that Kushina instantly fell in love with. Sayori had the typical Uchiha look. Her hair and eyes were obsidian black, and she has pale skin. She always wears golden dangling pearl earrings no matter where she is, and it's become part of her signature look. Her hair stopped just below her waist, but she would tie a portion of it into a high, short ponytail. She was very developed and it made all the men try to get in her bed, but she always declined. When she was off duty, she would wear a simple dark purple kimono robe or a dark blue short-sleeved dress that reached her above her knees, a black obi wrapped around her waist that had a thin white line in the middle. Minato on the other hand was happy his family was expanding. While he was happy he was having a daughter, this was not his first child. You see, about 2 months before Kushina got pregnant, Minato, Sayori and Kushina had a threesome after celebrating a successful mission one day. It was a fun night for all of them, mainly Minato since he was with 2 of the most beautiful women in the village at the same time. They never talked about it again, but Kushina would joke around and say that if Sayori was ever bored that she could join them again. 2 months after the threesome, Sayori told Minato she was pregnant and Kushina got a good laugh out of it. The reason she laughed was because she said Minato was the fastest shinobi alive, but he wasn't fast enough to pull out during sex. Kushina wasn't upset about Minato and Sayori having a child, simply because she always wanted a family and their son was part of her family. Coincidentally the next day is when Kushina found out she was pregnant and Minato gave her a big hug. Minato and Sayori decided to name their son Naruto Uchiha, since it was sort of illegal to have a child with somebody outside of the Uchiha clan, since they wanted to keep their Dojutsu pure. Sayori would keep it a secret that Minato was the father of her child, but she knew Naruto's features would bear a striking resemblance to Minato as he got older. Naruto had the Uchiha black hair, but instead of the cold black eyes, Naruto's eyes were a dark blue color, his hair was spiky just like his father's, along with Minato's facial structure, and his skin was darker than Sayori, but lighter than Minato who had tan skin. Naruto's chakra network was also already growing, and they guessed he'd have mid to high Jonin level reserves by the time he graduated from the academy. The only people who knew about Naruto being Minato and Sayori's son other than Kushina was the 3rd Hokage known as Hiruzen Sarutobi, Kakashi Haddock, since Minato personally trusted him to guard both of them during their pregnancy, as Sayori stayed at their house quite a bit, Mikoto Uchiha who was Kushina's best friend and Bawako Sarutobi. She was the wife of the 3rd Hokage and helped deliver Naruto. She was also responsible for helping Kushina give birth to her daughter, which she decided to name Natsumi Uzumaki Namikaze. Since Kushina was a Jinchuriki about to give birth, Minato had set up a secret area for her to give birth, since there was the risk of the 9 tails escaping. Kushina jokingly called him paranoid, but Minato was always prepared for the worst. The location was secure to the point that only Minato, Kushina, Tuanbu, Bawako and Hiruzen knew about it. The location was protected by many suppression seals for the 9 tails, as well as multiple barrier seals to keep anyone from entering. As everything was going on, Sayori was sitting at her house with Mikoto and Naruto when she just finished breastfeeding. I can't believe that he eats so much. It's like I have to feed him every 5 minutes. Sayori said. Well, his father does have quite the appetite. Maybe that's where he gets it from. Mikoto said and then Naruto let out a huge burp. Yup. He gets that from his father. Sayori said and kissed Naruto's nose. I'd never thought I would see this. Sayori Uchiha, who didn't want kids at all, is sitting here holding her own child. Mikoto said. Ha ha. I guess you're right, but I wouldn't trade this for anything. 9 months of carrying him and then nearly 2 days of labor, I just loved him since I first heard him cry and finally held him. That and I was there with Minato who was a huge help when things started to get difficult for me once my stomach grew. Sayori said. I know. 2 pregnant women stayed at his house and people wondered why he was always in the office. I still don't understand how you never fell for his charm. Mikoto said. Don't get me wrong, Minato is a wonderful man, but I think me and him both knew it would never work between us. Yeah, what happened between us was a mistake, but that mistake gave me the greatest gift I could ever ask for. We'll never be together, but he and I will always be connected through Naruto. Sayori said. You should try to find a boyfriend. You can't stay single forever. Mikoto said. Please. The only reason men look at me is because of my breasts. I swear they might be as big as Lady Tsunade's, thanks to them growing. Sayori said. Nope. She's still got you beat. I was with you the last time you had to buy some bras. You're 99 centimeters and according to what Master Jiraiya told Minato and Kushina, Lady Tsunade is 106 centimeters. Mikoto said. Remind me to keep that perv away from my son. Sayori said. Duly noted. Mikoto said and then Naruto started to cry as an ominous feeling came over the entire Leaf Village. It's okay baby. Mommy's got you. Sayori said and then a loud roar was heard. Kushina. Sayori and Mikoto said at the same time as Naruto cried even louder. Lady Mikoto. Get to the bunker now. You as well, Lady Sayori. An Uchiha clan member said. What's going on? Sayori asked. The Nine Tails is attacking the village. The fourth Hokage is on the battlefield as we speak, but the Nine Tails is on a rampage. Hurry. The Uchiha member said. Sayori, get to that bunker. I'm going to find my kids. Mikoto said and vanished. Kushina, Minato. Please be okay. Sayori thought and grabbed a few scrolls with food and water before going to the bunker with Naruto. Bunker. While in the bunker, Sayori was still able to hear the Nine Tails going on a rampage. The Nine Tails was extremely powerful because the seals Minato added into the bunker to keep the vibrations or sounds of battle from causing damage weren't really working. Sayori felt a huge amount of chakra being gathered before it was launched in the direction of the bunker, which was located in the Hokage monument, and this caused her to hold Naruto even tighter. However, the attack that was launched was suddenly gone and teleported far away. Minato must have done something. Sayori thought. Excuse me, Lady Sayori. A voice asked and she looked down. What is it, Kurenai? Sayori asked. See, can I hold your baby? Kurenai asked. Sure. If he starts to fuss he might be hungry, so just give him back. Sayori said and carefully placed Naruto in the arms of Kurenai. He's so cute. Kurenai said and Naruto opened his eyes to look at her. Other than me, Mikoto, Kushina and Minato, you're the first person that got him to open his eyes. Sayori said. Does that mean he likes me? Kurenai asked. It would seem so. Sayori said. Lady Sayori. A childlike voice said. Hello Itachi. How are you? Sayori said. I'm fine. I finally got Sasuke to stop crying. Itachi said and showed her Sasuke in his arms. He's just afraid. Naruto cried for a short while as well, but he calmed down. Where's your mother and father? Sayori asked. I'm right here. Fugaku is out helping get the rest of the civilians to safety. Lord Third is handling the Nine Tails right now and Minato is making sure Kushina and Natsumi are safe. Mikoto said. Maybe I should go help. I'm not retired. Sayori said. You just gave birth 2 months ago and you haven't trained in 9 months. Your skills are rusty right now and you have Naruto to think about. Minato and Lord Third can handle this. Mikoto said. I hope you're right. Kurenai, can you watch Naruto for me while I hand out food and water? Sayori asked. I don't think I have a choice. He fell asleep and I don't think waking him up is a good thing. Kurenai said. It's not. He can be a handful if he is woken up too early. Sayori said. Sounds like somebody I know. Mikoto said and Sayori glared at her. Shut up. Sayori said and Mikoto just laughed at her. Anyway. I think I should hand out the food and water. You know medical ninjutsu so you can help with the wounded. Mikoto said. Sure. Here you go. Sayori said and gave Mikoto a large sealing scroll. What's this? Mikoto asked. Food and water for everyone. Sayori said and Mikoto sweat dropped. Isn't this a bit much? Mikoto asked. No. I'm always prepared just in case an Akimichi is with me. In this case we have more than one. Sayori said. I guess you're right. Mikoto said. Here, Kurenai. Sayori said and gave her a small scroll. What's in here? Kurenai asked. Bottles of milk, diapers and everything else for Naruto. Sayori said. Okay. Kurenai said. I'll be back as soon as possible. Sayori said and walked away to tend to the wounded. Next day funeral. After the events of the Nine Tails attack, everyone was gathered for the funeral of everyone who had fallen during the Nine Tails attack. Amongst those people were Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki who sacrificed their lives to save Natsumi from dying. Minato split the Nine Tails and sealed half of it inside of his daughter while he took the other half with him. He had to use the Reaper Death Seal and as the Nine Tails was being sealed away, it lashed out in one last effort to kill Natsumi, but Minato and Kushina jumped in the way. Kushina could have survived, but once she was impaled by the Nine Tails nail, she knew she was a goner. While all the adults were silent, Natsumi and Naruto were placed in front of a picture of Minato. Natsumi was crying her heart out, but Naruto was just looking at the picture of Minato, as if he was expecting Minato to say something back or pick him up. Minato and Kushina. Both of you have your lives to protect the Hidden Leaf Village and to safeguard its future as well. The sacrifices you two have made will never be forgotten. Hiruzen said. Sayori meanwhile was crying the most out of everyone there. It was no secret that she was the closest to Kushina and Minato out of everyone gathered at the funeral. As she was crying, her eyes started to burn really badly, and when she wiped her eyes, she saw she was crying blood. She looked up and was thankful nobody saw her. Hiruzen went to grab Natsumi, and she took that as a signal for her to grab Naruto. Once they were up there, Hiruzen spoke quietly to her so only she could hear him. I know you would like to take Natsumi in, but due to her Jinchuriki status, being Minato's daughter, I don't think that would be wise. Word would spread quickly if somebody was to figure it out, and I can't take that risk. Hiruzen said. Where will she be placed? Sayori asked. I'll place her in the orphanage. I'm keeping her status as a Jinchuriki and S-rank secret and hopefully she gets adopted into a nice family. Hiruzen said. Have you told Mikoto? Sayori asked. Yes. I ran into her earlier and informed her. Hiruzen said. I'll tell Naruto about his father, but I won't tell him about Natsumi. Sayori said. Be sure to tell him he can't mention it to anybody. The war just recently ended and tensions are still high. If word gets out that he has the blood of an Uchiha and Minato, he'll undoubtedly be sought after. Hiruzen said and chuckled. What's so funny? Sayori asked. If Naruto is anything like his father then I have a feeling he'll figure everything out before we can tell him. Hiruzen said. If he does then I'll explain her situation and why he can't say anything to her. When exactly do you plan on telling her about her heritage? Sayori asked. Either when she is mature enough to handle it or not until she becomes a chunin. I'll keep a letter for the next Hokage, shall I pass away before I can tell her? Hiruzen said. Oh come on. You've still got plenty of life left in you. Sayori said. That is true, but I am still old and anything can happen at any moment. Anyway, I must bid you farewell. I have to drop Natsumi off at the hospital and then attend a meeting with the council. Hiruzen said. I understand. By the way, I'm sorry about Bawako. I heard this morning. Sayori said. Thank you. I know she's waiting for me, but she'll have to wait a bit longer for me. Hiruzen said and walked away. I guess he told you what's going on. Mikoto said. Yeah. I hope she can find a family to raise her. Sayori said. Don't worry. I'm sure once they get a good look at her face they won't be able to resist. Mikoto said. I guess you're right. Do you mind taking Naruto to Kurenai for me? She said she'd watch him while I helped out at the hospital and I'm running late. Sayori said. Not at all. Seems Kurenai has taken a liking to Naruto. Mikoto said as she took Naruto from Sayori. Seems so. She had him all day yesterday. I even let her stay at my place since she lost her father yesterday. It was the least I could do. Sayori said and walked away. Mikoto, whose child is this? Fugaku asked. This is Sayori's son. Mikoto said. I see. I was unaware of her having a child. Fugaku said. She found out she was pregnant and decided to stay with Kushina and Minato. Mikoto said. I see. What is the status of Minato and Kushina's child? Fugaku asked. Hiruzen told me earlier that she's going into the orphanage and hopefully a family will adopt her. Mikoto said. I see. Did you offer to take her in? Fugaku asked. Yes, but Hiruzen doesn't want anyone to know she's related to Minato or Kushina. It would raise suspicion if we were to suddenly adopt a red-haired baby with blue eyes like Minato right after they died. There's that and the war just ended. Tensions are still high between us Iwa and Kumo. If word got out that Minato and Kushina had a baby, then they'd surely act on it, since I'm sure word of the Nine Tails attacking will spread across the nation. Iwa would try to kill her, and Kumo would use her as a baby factory to try and get their hands on the Uzumaki Kekkei Genkai. Mikoto said. Which is why she should be under the protection of the Uchiha clan. Fugaku said. No. What's best for her is to grow up out of the spotlight, and if she was to be adopted into our family, then the focus of our clan. Mikoto said and walked away. Where are you going? I'm not finished talking to you yet. Fugaku said. I'm taking Naruto to his babysitter. I'll be home after that. Mikoto said. Meeting. We managed to stop the Nine Tails, but the sacrifice was too great. Homura said. However, there is no time to lament. The Hokage seat is now empty and we must decide who will take the position. Kaheru said. Perhaps someone from the generation after Minato can take over. Shikaku said. We have nurtured fine jonin without a doubt, but none of them possess the experience to rule over a whole village. Kaheru said. Well, is there anyone else? Shikaku asked and Danzo was about to speak up, but Hiruzen stood up. It can't be helped. This is a critical time, so I shall take over and become Hokage. Hiruzen said. You'd really consider doing that? Homura asked. Well, if you're still willing. You quit once. Do you really believe that you're up to it? Can you actually handle it? Truth be told. Even though you did go after the Nine Tails, you still failed to save the fourth Hokage from his fate. Danzo asked as he interrupted Kaheru. Such a remark is uncalled for. Homura said. Where were you during the battle against the Nine Tails? Kaheru asked and Danzo grit his teeth, but Hiruzen just laughed. Please indulge this old man. Allow me to fill in as Hokage. Just for the time being. Until we can groom the next one. Hiruzen said and Danzo was even more pissed. Very well. Hiruzen will become Hokage once again. Kaharu said. Since that is over with, what will happen to the Jinchuriki? Danzo asked. Jinchuriki? What does he mean, Lord Third? Inoichi asked. As you all know, Kushina was pregnant and gave birth. Her daughter is the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. Minato sacrificed his life to seal the beast away and save the village. Hiruzen said. Would you allow me to adopt her into my clan? I was pretty good friends with Minato. Shikaku said. That cannot happen. The reason being is that she'd become a target for both Iwa and Kumo if she's adopted by a clan. Hiruzen said. Then I propose you place her in my care. I will make sure she has the proper conditioning to live in the village and protect it like a Jinchuriki should. Danzo said. No. She will go into the orphanage and hopefully a nice family will adopt her. Also, news of her Jinchuriki status and heritage will be an S-rank secret with a punishment of death. No harm is to come to her. That goes for civilians and clan members. Hiruzen said. What? All the clan heads yelled. You heard me. No harm is to come to Natsumi. Do not test me. Now, if any clan has an available medic, please send them to the hospital. Sayori Uchiha is already there helping out and she could use the extra hand. Hiruzen said. Sayori? Didn't she just give birth? Choza asked. Yes, but she isn't doing any physical training as of yet. Hiruzen said. Hospital next day. Sayori was finished with her shift at the hospital and that's when she came across Natsumi sleeping in the room with other babies. She just looked at Natsumi, who was unaware of the situation she was put in. The more she looked at Natsumi, the more she saw Kushina and it made her cry. She was unaware that Mikoto walked up to her until she placed a hand on her shoulder. The more I look at her, the more I see Kushina. Sayori said. Me too. I'm only here because after this I don't know when I'll see her again. Mikoto said. What do you mean? I'm sure if she gets adopted then whoever adopts her will allow us to see her. Sayori said. It's not that. The Uchiha clan is being relocated to the outskirts of the village. Mikoto said. What? Why? Sayori asked. Fugaku said that it was decided by the council that it's necessary for Konoha's reconstruction. Mikoto said. This just screams Danzo is behind it. Sayori said. I know, but with the way the village is right now we can't afford to seem selfish. Hopefully this will all go over smoothly for us and it won't escalate into anything further. Mikoto said. Hopefully it doesn't. Well, I need to go and pick up Naruto. Sayori said. He's with Kurenai again? Mikoto asked. Yeah. She said she won't be on missions again for another month and didn't mind watching him. Apparently she's going to the orphanage and wants to take Naruto with her to see if she can get him started early on making friends. Sayori said. I see. I'd do the same, but Fugaku doesn't want Sasuke hanging around people he feels won't make him become strong. Mikoto said. I understand. Hell, I bet he's probably taking arranged marriages now for Sasuke within the clan. Sayori said and Mikoto laughed. Please don't say that. Mikoto said. I'm just saying. I'll stop by later with Naruto. Sayori said and gave one last look at Natsumi before leaving. 5 years later, as time passed in the village, not everything was happy-go-lucky as it seemed from the outside and to people who weren't good at analyzing certain situations. There was a lot of tension in the village between the Uchiha clan and the higher-ups of the village. There was also tension between Kumo and Konoha after a failed attempt to kidnap the Hyuga heiress when she was 3 years old, which resulted in the death of a Kumo shinobi. Over the 5 years Naruto has grown up both physically and mentally. He was quite smart for his age, and Sayori knew that came from Minato. It became painfully obvious that Naruto wasn't a full-blooded Uchiha as he got older, since his hair started to spike out unlike all Uchiha members who had straight hair. His dark blue eyes also have it away, and the clan minus the people didn't like him, but they never attacked him since they didn't want to deal with Sayori, who was very protective of Naruto and could possibly go toe-to-toe with one of the legendary Sannin. Over the years Naruto started to wear a mask since he would go out in public and girls would stare at him, then quickly look away as when he caught them. The mask reminded his mother of a certain silver-haired shinobi that hasn't met Naruto for some reason. Kurenai still came around when she could, but she would bring her friend Anko with her. Naruto thought Anko was weird but cool whenever she wasn't obsessed with taking off his mask. Naruto looked at them as older sisters with Kurenai being the mature one. Since he was 5 years old, he also began his training since he wanted to become a ninja like his mother and sisters. Sayori taught him some basic taijutsu skills, shuriken jutsu and chakra control skills. Naruto's chakra reserves were quite large for him, and Sayori knew that there was only one person his age with higher reserves. He wanted to learn some ninjutsu, but Sayori wouldn't teach him any until he was finished with his chakra control training. He was finished training for the day, and his mom let him go to the Nine Tails festival. He was always asking to go, but his mom always said no to him, but something told her to let him go this year. She gave him some money to spend which he thought was a lot, but he didn't mind at all. He was walking around and of course he was mesmerized by everything that was going on, but something caught his attention. He saw a group of 6 civilians chase something into an alley followed by screams. His curiosity got the best of him, so he followed them into the alley, only to get angry at what he saw. They were kicking, punching, stabbing and throwing whatever they could at a girl who looked no older than he did. Something told him he should stop them and he did. He found two small pipes on the ground and jumped into action. He hit one of them in the back of his head as hard as he could and knocked him out. When the other civilians heard the man yell in pain before falling to the ground, they turned around and saw Naruto. "What are you doing?" "She's just a little girl." Naruto said. "This thing is no girl." A male civilian said. "She's a demon in human skin. She killed the fourth Hokage. We're finishing what Lord Fourth started. Today is the day we get rid of this demon." The civilians turned back to start beating the girl again, but Naruto ran and stood in front of him, and then they started to back away with a scared look on their face. Naruto was standing there glaring at them, but his eyes were no longer dark blue. They were red with one tomo in each eye, and the civilians started to leave until one of them recognized Naruto's hair. "Hey, it's just a half-breed Uchiha. You're right. We can kill the demon and take out the half-breed for the Uchiha clan. Let's get him." The civilians went on to attack, but then a kunai landed in front of them. "I hope you weren't about to lay a finger on my little brother," Kurenai said, as she appeared. "It looks like they were, Kurenai. Maybe we should teach them a lesson. I mean, picking on two kids and one of them just so happens to be our little brother," Anko said, as she appeared and pulled out a kunai. "It's the snake whore and Jinjutsu mistress. Let's get out of here. You all won't be going anywhere," a voice said from behind them and the civilians grew scared. "Lord Third. What are you doing here?" Kurenai asked. "I was looking for the little girl behind you. She's been missing from the orphanage for about a year now and I've been looking for her ever since," Hiruzen said, as a group of Anbu appeared. "Do I get to play with these civilians?" Anko asked and had a creepy looking grin on her face. "Yes. Anbu. Escort all these civilians to T and I. Anko and Ibiki have free reign to get whatever they can out of them before killing them," Hiruzen said. "Yes, sir," the Anbu said and took the civilians away. "Well, looks like I'm having fun tonight," Anko said and vanished. "I honestly can't with her sometimes," Kurenai said. "What's this on her stomach?" Naruto thought as he saw something appear on her stomach before it went away. "Hey, wake up," Naruto said and shook the girl who groaned a bit before waking up. "Who are you?" she asked. "Naruto Uchiha." "Who are you?" Naruto asked. "Natsumi Uzumaki," Natsumi said. "What did you do to make them beat you like that?" Naruto asked. "I didn't do anything. I was walking around and they started chasing me. It's been like this since I was kicked out of the orphanage," Natsumi said. "Natsumi, the orphanage told me you ran away a year ago," Hiruzen said as he walked over to them. "Old man," Natsumi exclaimed as she ran and gave him a hug. "Her wounds are already healed. What's going on?" Naruto thought. "Natsumi, why did the orphanage kick you out?" Kurenai asked. "They said that I was old enough to live on my own. I tried to find the old man, but the stupid old lady at the desk kept kicking me out. So, I've just been living on the streets and eating free ramen. The Ichirika said that I don't have to pay, and I tell you that stuff is food for the gods," Natsumi said and had drool coming out of her mouth. "She looks almost exactly like Lady Kushina. Wait a second. Red hair, violet eyes and a ramen addiction. This is Lord Fourth's daughter," Kurenai thought. "What happened to your parents?" Naruto asked. "Let's not get carried away with questions. Natsumi, I'd like for you to come with me. I'll find you a place to live before the night is over," Hiruzen said. "Thanks, old man. Bye, Naruto. Cool eyes by the way," Natsumi said, causing Hiruzen and Kurenai to look at Naruto. "No way. He's so young," Kurenai thought. "The Sharingan at his age. No one has unlocked the Sharingan at such a young age," Hiruzen thought. "Thank you. Before you go, old man, I have a question for you," Naruto said. "Oh, and what would that be?" Hiruzen asked. "Why were the civilians saying she was a demon and killed the fourth Hokage?" Naruto asked. "I do not know, Naruto. Hopefully Anko and Ibiki can get the answers from them." "Come along, Natsumi," Hiruzen said and the two of them left. "Naruto, would you like to come with me for the festival?" Kurenai asked. "Sure," Naruto said. "Maybe you can make some friends," Kurenai said. "Why do you always try to have me make friends?" Naruto asked. "So you won't be lonely your entire life," Kurenai said. "I guess you're right, but I have you, Anko, Mom and Aunt Mikoto. I'm good with that for now," Naruto said. "True, but you need friends your age. You can't always hang out with the adults," Kurenai said. "Then I'll just hang out with Anko," Naruto said and Kurenai laughed. "I see your point, but Anko likes to go out and do adult things as well," Kurenai said. "You mean stalk that guy with the scar over his nose?" Naruto asked. "How do you know about that?" Kurenai asked. "She's extremely open when she's drunk. Last time we were together she told me about him. I forgot his name though," Naruto said and then looked at the top of a building. "You need to stop hanging with her when she's drunk. Who knows what she'll tell you next and it's certain things you shouldn't know about at your age," Kurenai said and Naruto didn't respond so she looked at him. "What's wrong?" Kurenai asked. "Somebody was watching us," Naruto said. He's a censor. Kurenai thought. Are they still there? Kurenai asked and pulled out a kunai. No. Whoever it was left. Naruto said. I see. Let's get out of here. We can still get to some of the good food stands if we hurry. Kurenai said. I already ate though. Naruto said. Then what do you want to do? Kurenai asked. Can you show me where the library is? Naruto asked. Sure. Kurenai said. Underground base. Lord Danzo, I have news. An Anbu agent said. What is it? Danzo asked. While I was unable to capture the Jinchuriki due to interference from the Hokage, Anko Midatashi and Kurenai Yuhi, I found something else that might interest you. The Anbu said. It better be important since you failed to get me my weapon. Danzo said. It is. The Uchiha known as Naruto has awakened his Sharingan during the event and appears to be a sensor as well since he was able to detect me, but I quickly left. The Anbu said. His Sharingan? Are you sure? Danzo asked. Yes, sir. I wouldn't have reported it if it was not true. The Anbu said. Interesting. A 5-year-old with his Sharingan awakened is simply unheard of. I don't think Madara Uchiha unlocked his Sharingan at such an age. Keep an eye on the Jinchuriki. I'll send another squad to watch the Uchiha. Capture the Jinchuriki if possible. If she gets into the academy then I'll have no choice but to declare the mission a failure. The squad I'll send after the Uchiha will have the same orders. Danzo said. Yes, Lord Danzo. The Anbu said and vanished. Having the Jinchuriki and an Uchiha who may have the most powerful Sharingan in Uchiha clan history will certainly make my future plans easier. Danzo thought. Next day Hokage office. Naruto, why did you want me to bring you to the Hokage? Sayori asked. Because I have some questions and whoever is in charge may have the answers. Naruto said. Why didn't you just ask me? Sayori asked. Because it's something that I don't think you can answer. Naruto said and knocked on the door. Come in. A familiar voice said and they entered the office. You're the Hokage? Naruto asked with wide eyes and Hiruzen chuckled. Indeed I am. What can I do for you today? Hiruzen asked. He said he wanted some questions answered and he thinks you can answer them. Sayori said. Okay then. Let's hear them. Hiruzen said. Do you know we're not alone in this office? Naruto asked. Of course. I have my 3 Anbu guards here. Hiruzen said. But there's a total of 8 people in the room. Naruto said and Hiruzen signaled for his Anbu to capture the spies, revealing them to be blank masked Anbu. Brute? Sayori asked. Danzo. Take them to Ibiki. I want him to get everything out of them. Hiruzen said and the Anbu vanished. Cool. Naruto said and Hiruzen chuckled. This has been an interesting couple of hours for you, Naruto. You unlocked your Sharingan last night protecting Natsumi and you're a censor. Hiruzen said. He unlocked his Sharingan. Sayori asked. He didn't tell you? Hiruzen asked. No. Why didn't you tell me? Sayori asked. I kind of forgot. Naruto said and scratched the back of his head. We'll talk about it later. What are your questions? Sayori asked. So, I went to the library last night after the whole thing with Natsumi and I found something that I think has to do with the way she's treated. Naruto said. What would that be? Hiruzen asked. Is she what's known as a tailed beast that I read about last night? Naruto asked and both adults froze. What makes you ask that? Hiruzen asked. Well, last night the people that were attacking Natsumi called her a demon. I went to the hospital and looked around until I found an old book about the tailed beasts. It said that there were 9 total and they were also known as demons to us. It said that Hashirama Senju captured all of the tailed beasts and gave them away to form peace during the Warring States period. Gumo has 2, the 8 and 2 tails. Suna has 1, the 1-tailed beast. Taki has 1, the 7 tails. Kiri has 2, the 3 and 6 tails, and Iwa has 2, the 4 and 5 tails. It says nothing about the 9 tails or Konoha having a tailed beast. I know you can't kill them since in the book it says they can only be sealed away. That's why I asked if Natsumi was the same 9-tailed fox that attacked 5 years ago. Naruto said. No. She is not the 9 tails, Naruto. Hiruzen said. Then why do they call her a demon? Does it have anything to do with this that I saw on her stomach? Naruto said and pulled out a painting of what he saw on her stomach. You painted this? Hiruzen asked. Yes. It's only multicolored because I kept running out of paint. Naruto said. Aside from a few parts this is nearly perfect. Hiruzen thought. Is Natsumi somehow connected to the 9 tails? Naruto asked. You might as well tell him. He's so close to figuring it out. Sayori said. Figuring out what? Naruto asked and Hiruzen sighed before sealing the room. Listen, Naruto. What I'm about to tell you is an S-rank secret. Do you know what that means? Hiruzen asked. Yes. Naruto answered and Hiruzen nodded. Good. Now, Natsumi is connected to the 9 tails, but she's not the 9 tails itself. She is what's known as a Jinchuriki. Hiruzen said. What's that? Naruto asked. Jinchuriki are humans that have tailed beasts sealed within them. They exhibit extraordinary powers due to the immense chakra reserves they possess. Natsumi was born the day of the Nine Tails attack and the fourth Hokage, and his gave up his life to seal the Nine Tails inside of her in order to save the village from being destroyed. She is what keeps the Nine Tails from going on another rampage and keeps it locked away. Hiruzen said. So she's like a container and the Nine Tails is like water inside of the container. Naruto said. In layman's terms, yes. Hiruzen said. If you crack a container of water, the water leaks out until it leaks all the way out. Don't they know that if they keep treating her like that they risk the Nine Tails escaping? Naruto asked. People fear what they do not understand. Her being a Jinchuriki is an S-rank secret to protect her, but somebody leaked the information out to the public. Hiruzen said. So what is that? Naruto asked and pointed at his painting. This is truly a masterpiece. It's the seal that keeps the Nine Tails from escaping Natsumi. The fourth Hokage placed this on her as his final act before dying. It's what's known as an 8-tetragram seal and is powerful enough to contain the Nine Tails. This type of skill is known as Fuinjutsu, and the fourth Hokage was a master of the art. You seem to have skill in that department as well if you were able to paint a near replica of this and you've only seen the seal once. Hiruzen said. Can somebody teach me? Naruto asked. I can't. I'm not good at Fuinjutsu. Sayori said. I have a book from the fourth Hokage that I think he'd want you to have. It's all of his notes on Fuinjutsu to become a sealing master. However, I must warn you to be careful with this. Fuinjutsu is extremely hard and one wrong move can be very dangerous. Hiruzen said and gave Naruto a book, but then a picture fell out. Mom? Naruto said. What is it, Naruto? Sayori asked. Is he my dad? Naruto asked and showed her the picture, so she nodded. Yes. The fourth Hokage is your father. I didn't tell you because I wanted to wait until you matured a bit more. I was going to tell you on your 6th birthday since that's when you started the academy, but it seems you're ready now. Sayori said. Did he know about me? Naruto asked. Yes. The only way he wasn't around was October 10th. Sayori said. Because of the Nine Tails attack? Naruto asked. No. It was something else. Sayori said. Are you sure he's ready to know the truth? Hiruzen asked. Yes. I underestimated how quickly he would mature and part of that was me foolishly hoping he would stay a baby for his entire life, but I was wrong to think that. Sayori said. What's the truth? Naruto asked. The reason your father wasn't around on October 10th wasn't just because the Nine Tails was attacking. He was gone because your sister was born that exact same day. Sayori said and Naruto's jaw dropped. I thought I was your only child. Naruto said. You are. Me and your father were never together. I won't go into details since you're so young, but you were created from that. Minato had a wife and she gave birth to your sister and you've already met her. Sayori said. I did. Who is she? Naruto asked. Natsumi Uzumaki. Sayori said. The girl from last night. Does she know about me? Naruto asked. No. I haven't told her about her heritage yet simply because she's more at risk than you are. You see, your father and her mother had issues with Kumo and Iwa. If Natsumi was to find out right now she'd tell everyone given her personality. Her mother was Kushina Uzumaki and Kumo tried to kidnap her one day for the Uzumaki Kekkei Genkai. Iwa simply hated your father because of his actions during the Third Shinobi War and they'd do anything to kill both of you. Hiruzen said. So I can't tell her who I am? Naruto asked. No. Not yet. However, given what happened last night I can do something for you. Hiruzen said. What is it? Naruto asked. I know you'll seek her out to spend time with her and get close to her, but I'll give you a mission that won't go on your record until you become a shinobi. How's that sound? Hiruzen asked. Fucking awesome. Naruto said and Sayori popped him upside his head. Naruto Uchiha. You do not use that language. Sayori said. Ow. Anko says it all the time. How come she can say it, but I can't? Naruto asked. Because she's an adult. Sayori said. Fine. Sorry old man. Naruto said and Hiruzen chuckled. It's quite alright. Now, this will be an S-rank mission due to her status as a Jinchuriki. Your mission will start when you've advanced in your training. You will help a squad of Anbu protect her during the day, while at night I'll have a different squad watching her. Hiruzen said. Are you sure about this Lord Hokage? What about him? Won't he go after Natsumi as well? Sayori asked. Yes. I can already tell within 2 years Naruto will be stronger than some genin. As for him, he'll attack at night, but I have Kat and her squad guarding her at night. Naruto will just deal with civilians and some ninja that are genin or chunin. It will be easier for me to protect her during the academy as well, since I have a feeling that the teachers and students will try to sabotage her. Sarutobi said. Then if that's the case, why not fire them and get new teachers? Sayori asked. Because the academy somehow fell into the hands of the civilian council and I'm still trying to find a way to take it back. I can only get involved if something is reported directly to me, and that's where Naruto comes in at. If you see any kind of sabotage going on, report it to me. Hiruzen said. Permission to beat them up? Naruto asked. Only if you deem it necessary. Hiruzen said. Good. Naruto said. That means if they attack her first, young man. Sayori said. Remember, Naruto. You can't say a word to Natsumi about any of this. Hiruzen said. I know. Naruto said. Also, when you graduate from the academy, I'll have a surprise for you. It's something your father left behind for you. I don't know what it is since it's sealed in a scroll that will only open with your blood. Hiruzen said. At Minato. Always thinking ahead. Sayori said. Well, that will be all. I must go to a council meeting. Hiruzen said. Come on, Naruto. It's still early enough for you to get a couple of hours of training done. Sayori said. Okay. Bye, old man. Naruto said as they left the room. Sayori house. Okay. Since you've unlocked the Sharingan, training will be different. Sayori said. Different how? Naruto asked. I'm going to teach you about the Sharingan. What you have right now is the basic level of the Sharingan, but unlocking it at your age is simply unheard of. Your one-tomo Sharingan gives you the instant ability to analyze things. It allows you to copy jutsu, imitate movements and have faster perception. Sayori said. So it's kind of like a defensive tool right now? Naruto asked. Exactly. The next step is the two-tomo Sharingan. It's the same as the one-tomo Sharingan, but you get slightly enhanced vision that will allow you to see your opponent's moves slightly in advance. The third is when you have 3 tomo in your Sharingan, and that's when it's fully matured. This version of the Sharingan enhances your vision to the max, allowing you to see your opponent's moves in advance, so you can counter before they attack you. This version also gives you access to some Sharingan Genjutsu as well. Sayori said. I get that and everything, but that seems pretty basic when you explain it like that. I was expecting more and I already see a weakness in the Sharingan. Naruto said. What would that weakness be? Sayori asked. Well, what if you fight somebody that doesn't really have a set movement for their attack? I think even the Sharingan would have a difficult time reading and predicting the attack. Naruto said. That's good. I should also warn you about reaction timing. Just because the Sharingan can see and predict movements doesn't mean you'll be able to counter in time. Your Sharingan will essentially slow their movements down, but if your body isn't conditioned enough then you won't be able to dodge. Sayori said. So will you be training me in speed as well? Naruto asked. I want you to be an all-around ninja. Most in the Uchiha clan unlock their Sharingan and focus solely on their Sharingan. I'll teach you every aspect of being a ninja. Jinjutsu, ninjutsu, taijutsu, kenjutsu and some medical ninjutsu. When you graduate from the academy, I want you to be a mid-chunin level shinobi. I know you can be stronger than that, but taking a break to give your body a chance to fully recover is a good thing and is essential to your growth. Sayori said. This is going to suck, isn't it? Naruto asked. Of course it is, but I'm sure you can handle it. Now, come here so I can play some seals on you. Sayori said. What kind of seals? Naruto asked. These are resistant seals. They make it harder for you to move and they don't stunt your growth like weights would at your age. Basically it feels like the gravity is increasing around you a bit. Sayori said as she placed the seals on Naruto. Cool. Naruto said as he felt it hard to move. Should I tell him about that? I think he can handle it. I hope I'm not wrong about this. Sayori thought. Naruto, there's something else I need to tell you about the Sharingan. Sayori said in a serious tone that he picked up on. What about it? I thought you told me everything about it. Naruto said. No. The last thing I need to tell you about is the 4th stage of the Sharingan. It's known as the Manjikyu Sharingan and is extremely powerful. Sayori said and activated her Manjikyu Sharingan, which was in the form of a 3-leaf clover, Naori Uchiha Manjikyu. Picture on profile. What does it do? Naruto asked. This version of the Sharingan gives you your own unique abilities and as you can see, it changes the look of the Sharingan to a unique pattern. The drawback of the Manjikyu Sharingan is that you go blind the more you use it. Sayori said. Then what's the point of getting it? You gain immense power, but lose your vision. How do you even awaken it? Naruto asked. According to the Uchiha stone tablet, you must kill your best friend. Sayori said. Did you kill your best friend? Naruto asked. Indirectly. I could have possibly saved Kushina had I gone to see her give birth to Natsumi, but I declined. Sayori said. The cost of this Manjikyu is losing your vision and your best friend. It's not worth it in the end. Naruto said. I hope you never have to experience that kind of pain, but since you'll become a shinobi, I don't think it's unavoidable. Sayori said. I'll try my best to keep that from happening. Naruto said. Good. Just be careful if it does happen. Sayori said. So what does your Manjikyu Sharingan do? Naruto asked. I have an ability in my right eye known as time skip. I can freeze time for a 1/5 of a second, but I'm able to move around freely in that small time frame. If I use this ability enough, I can store the time I've skipped to create a separate space so I won't get touched. Sayori said. That's so cool. Naruto said. It is. My second ability is from my left eye called Amaterasu, and I have the ability to control the shape of my flames. Sayori said. Wow. Naruto said. Enough about my abilities. Let's start training. Sayori said and started to cough heavily. Mom? Are you okay? Naruto asked. I'm fine. It's just a cough. I want you to start by giving me 15 laps around the backyard. After that we'll work on your kunai and shuriken skills. Sayori said. Okay. Naruto said. He took off running, but looked back when he heard his mom coughing. Sayori noticed this and gave him a smile with a wave, reassuring him that she was fine. When Naruto started his laps again, Sayori looked at her hand and saw she had blood on her hand. She sighed and hoped she had time to at least get Naruto into the academy, since she knew she would never make it to see him graduate the academy. All she knew was that she needed to train him as much as she could before her time came. Chapter 2. I do not own Naruto or any of its characters. 2 years have passed since Naruto awakened his Sharingan, learned about his father, and learned about Natsumi being his sister, as well as a Jinchuriki. His training started off good, but then it slowed down as Sayori's illness got even worse. She tried her hardest to keep it from him, but as time wore on, it became more obvious. He often would stay by her side all day to take care of her and miss school, but he didn't care since his mother came first. Sayori knew she was on borrowed time and tried to stay strong, but she was losing strength every day. Naruto nearly missed his entire year of school as he refused to leave his mother's side. It took Kurenai and Anko saying they'd watch her for him in order to get him to go back to school. While he was in school, everyone noticed his dramatic change while he was there. At first he would talk to people if they talked to him, but now he was withdrawn and didn't seem to care about anything. Natsumi would talk to him, but it would be a short conversation as he would just walk away. To Natsumi, they were great friends and she wanted to help him, but Naruto refused her help. Natsumi was the only person to get Naruto to talk, and it made some of the girls in class mad. The result of Naruto being distant to everyone reminded the older generation of a younger Kakashi. His mom tried to cheer him up a bit and it worked a little, but Naruto was sad that he was going to lose his mother before she saw him graduate the academy. The illness of his mother made him read more on medical ninjutsu, so he'd walk around reading a book and even had the idea of combining fuinjutsu with medical ninjutsu. Despite his training slowing down, he was still able to keep up with what he was taught so far and improved on it. He had great chakra control since he completed leaf balancing, pebble balancing, kunai balancing and tree walking. His reserves were unnaturally large, but he learned his father also had large chakra reserves, so it was only natural for him to have. He mastered the fireball jutsu since it was like a rite of passage for Uchiha clan members, but he had a hard time with it and Sayori figured he didn't have a fire chakra nature or it wasn't his main affinity. His taijutsu was low genin level and it was at the top of his class. His ninjutsu was limited for the time being since he only knew the fireball jutsu, substitution, henge and clone jutsu. He was the best in his class when it came to kunai and shuriken throwing, as he would get 10 out of 10 each time he was tested on it. He was offered the chance to graduate early, but he declined. He made no friends really in school since he didn't try to. Natsumi doesn't count in his book since she's his sister and he met her before the academy started. They hung out quite a bit during the day and she normally spent her day at the Ichiraku ramen stand or with Ino Yamanaka, who had a huge crush on Sasuke Uchiha. Speaking of Sasuke, Naruto finally met him and he personally didn't care for him, but he didn't hate him. He was neutral towards him. He met Itachi and Shisui as well, but they were always busy and secretive. He knew why they were secretive, since it had to do with the tension that reached its breaking point between the village and the Uchiha clan. While Naruto didn't say anything, he knew what was going on as he paid attention to everything going on around him, even if it didn't seem like it. His mission protecting Natsumi over the years was going slow, but that's because they were in the academy and nobody knew where she lived except for Naruto. He's even spent the night over there a few times and stayed up all night with her until she eventually fell asleep. He found out her dream was to become the Hokage and he honestly believed she could become Hokage. Currently he was sitting in class next to Natsumi who wasn't really paying attention. This class is so boring. All he does is talk. Natsumi said. If we're lucky he'll talk so much that his mouth will fall off so we don't need to hear him anymore. Naruto said and Natsumi gasped. Did you just make a joke? You haven't joked since your mom got even more sick. Is she okay? Natsumi asked and Naruto sighed. No. It's only a matter of time before she can no longer fight it. I don't get it. Konoha is supposed to have one of if not the best hospitals across the nations, yet they couldn't find out what was wrong with her. Naruto said. Maybe she'll pull through. Natsumi said. It's good that you remain hopeful, but she isn't getting any better. I've even tried to ask the old man to send an urgent message to his student Tsunade Senju, but the messenger was killed before he could deliver the message to her. Naruto said. An Uchiha asking a Senju for help. That's ironic given their history. Natsumi said. That history is before I was born and would be stupid for me to continue it. Naruto said. I guess you're right. What are you doing after school? Natsumi asked. I'm going to the hospital to see my mom and then get some training done. Naruto said. I'd go with you, but I need to do some training of my own. Natsumi said. Where will you be training? Naruto asked. Why? Are you trying to steal some of my awesome ninja moves? Natsumi asked. Please. I just figured I'd take you out for some ramen, but I think I'll just head home. Naruto said. What? No. We can go. Natsumi said. Naruto and Natsumi. Care to tell the rest of the class what you're talking about? Their teacher yelled. Yeah. We're discussing something private. It's not like you're teaching us anything new. We learned about chakra last year. Naruto said. You know what? Naruto, you can go to. An Anbu appeared in the room and gave the teacher a slip of paper before leaving. Actually, you need to go to the hospital. This says it's urgent. The teacher said, and Naruto basically flew out of the room. Hospital. Naruto arrived at the hospital and didn't even bother to stop at the front desk. Nurses wanted to stop him, they realized who it was and left him alone. They tried everything they could but didn't have the right medicine to treat his mother, and they seemed to be losing money every year. As he was running through the hospital, he had his Sharingan activated to evade anyone in his way until he reached his mother's hospital room. When he went inside, Anko, Kurenai and Makoto were all there with sad looks on their faces. We leave you two alone. Makoto said, and they walked out. Come here, Naruto. Sayori said as she held out her arms for a hug. I guess I can't ask how you're feeling, huh? Naruto asked and she chuckled. I guess not, but it's what you've been preparing for. I tried to stay strong for you, but I wasn't strong enough. Sayori said. No. You were strong. You're the strongest person I know. Naruto said. I'm happy to hear you say that. Where's Natsumi? Sayori asked. She's still at school. I didn't bring her since I left right after the teacher told me to come here. Naruto said and she nodded. She's a good girl. I only wish I was able to adopt her so she wouldn't grow up alone. At least she has you in her life. Sayori said. Yeah, but it sucks that she doesn't know we're related. Naruto said and she started to cough so he gave her some water. Thank you. Listen, I need to tell you something important. Sayori said. What is it? Naruto asked. The Uchiha clan is planning a coup d'etat. I'm sure you've noticed a brewing tension between the Uchiha clan and the village. The reason for this is because the village blames us for the Nine Tails attack since the Sharingan has the power to control the Nine Tails. Fugaku is leading the coup and I don't want you to get involved in it. Sayori said. What's going to happen? Naruto asked. I'm one of the 3 people in the clan that know about the coup and are against it. Hiruzen is trying to bring peace between the two and work something out, but it's not going as he hoped. I don't think we have much time left before the coup happens. We both know I won't live much longer, so I want you to go to the secret bunker I told you about that your father built and stay there. It's protected by a barrier so nobody can sense where you're at. Sayori said and started coughing. Mom? Naruto said and started to cry. Just listen, Naruto. I'm sorry I won't be able to see you become a ninja, but I'm happy to have seen you take your first steps to becoming a ninja. My baby boy is growing up so fast. It almost seems like it was just yesterday when I found out I was pregnant with you. I won't be able to see you graduate, leave on your first mission or even get a girlfriend. Make sure you find a girl that actually loves and cares about you to start a family with and treat her with respect. Sayori said. I will. Naruto said. Don't let these little fangirls sink their claws into you. There's so much more that I want to say to you, but I simply can't put it into words. Make sure Natsumi grows up big and strong so she can achieve her dream of becoming Hokage. Also be wary of a man named Danzo Shimura. He's evil, cunning and will do anything to get you to join his side. He's probably plotting on you to capture you as we speak, but as long as you stay with Kurenai and Anko, you'll be fine. Kurenai has agreed to let you live with her and I've already signed the papers for her to be your legal guardian. I need to tell you something about your Sharingan. Sayori said. What about it? Naruto asked. You have the most powerful Sharingan eyes within the Uchiha clan. Maybe in the history of the Uchiha clan. You unlocked your Sharingan after you saved Natsumi for the first time and you were only 5 when that happened. You were able to cast minor Jinjutsu with them while they only had 1 Tomo, and now that you have a 2 Tomo in your Sharingan, its visual prowess is even greater. However, there is one important thing you should know. Eventually you'll unlock your Manjikyu Sharingan and its abilities then lose your eyesight, but there is a way to cure your blindness. Sayori said and wiped tears from his face. How? Naruto asked. When I die, I want you to remove my eyes and store them in that container I have right there. The storage seal you had placed on your shoulder is where I want you to keep them. On the Uchiha stone tablet it says you can restore the light of your Manjikyu with an Uchiha you have strong blood ties with, and since I'm your mother, I want you to have my eyes. Do not fall into the Uchiha clan's curse of hatred and keep yourself surrounded by loved ones. Sayori said. I will. I have Anko, Kurenai and Natsumi. Naruto said. That's good. Try to find Lady Tsunade and have her look over the notes for my illness and see if she can come up with a cure. I don't want anybody to go through this kind of pain. Sayori said and Naruto nodded. I haven't given up. I'm even trying to make medical seals. I just wish I was able to finish them to save you. Naruto said. Don't worry, Naruto. Take your time. They need to be perfect, and if you rush them, then you'll make a mistake. Think of it like this, you can possibly save millions of people with this idea of yours. Well, I would have loved to use one of your seals. I've come to embrace my fate while doing everything I could to overcome it. Sayori said. It'll take me some time to get over this, even though it's been getting closer and closer every day. Naruto said. It's okay to mourn. Just don't turn out like Kakashi. Sayori said. I don't even know who that is. Naruto said. You'll find out eventually. Sayori said and gave Naruto the biggest hug she could. I love you, Mom. Naruto said. I love you too, Naruto. You'll always be my little maelstrom. Sayori said, and it was as if a switch was flipped, and then she took her final breath while he was holding her. He cried silent tears as he held his mother, since he didn't want anybody to hear him. Kurenai and Anko came into the room with tears as they heard the last bit of their conversation, then joined in the hug. After a few minutes, Naruto asked them if they could leave the room to give him some space, and they did. Naruto steeled his nerves and removed his mother's eyes like she asked him to, then he placed them in the container she had before sealing them away. He stayed in her room until it was late at night, even after they removed her body. They were going to remove her organs for testing, but Naruto didn't trust these nurses since he's never seen them before and was against it. He told Hiruzen, who was there, that he's going to burn her body. Hiruzen nodded and sealed the body away until Naruto was ready to cremate his mother. He finally stood up and looked at himself in the mirror, then started to clean his face. As he was doing this, his Sharingan activated with both tomos in each eye spinning rapidly before turning into 3 tomos in each eye. However, his Sharingan kept spinning before it turned into his own Manjikyu Sharingan. Image on profile. One last gift, I guess. Naruto said and walked out of the hospital. Hokage Monument. Naruto left the hospital and went to the Hokage Monument just to clear his mind. He could have gone back to class, but he opted not to and had Kurenai tell his teacher that he wouldn't be returning. He didn't know how much time had passed, but the sun was starting to set, so he would be leaving. As he was about to leave, he heard someone walking up on him, but he didn't bother to turn around. Naruto Uchiha. The person said. What do you want? Naruto asked. Straight to the point. My name is Danzo Shimura, and I have an offer I'm sure you'd like to hear. Danzo said. So this is the guy Mom told me about. Most likely he wants the Sharingan on his side. Naruto thought. Not interested. Naruto said. Just hear me out. I mean no harm. Danzo said. If you didn't mean any harm, then you wouldn't have come with backup. Naruto said. He's able to detect my Anbu. Danzo thought and gave a slight signal for them to be ready. They are just my bodyguards. Danzo said. You have 30 people hiding. That's not bodyguards. Not even the Hokage walks around with that much protection, and I highly doubt you're more important than he is in the village. You came here to take me by force if I didn't listen to your offer. I know what you want and my answer is still no. Naruto said. Perhaps you should reconsider. Join me and I can make you as powerful as you'd like. We can build a village together that is unstoppable. I can even train you in the use of your Sharingan. My men will push you to your limits and beyond them. Together, we can rule this village and bring it to newer heights. Danzo said. You can't teach me something I already know about. My training is perfectly fine and I don't need help from somebody like you. As for ruling this village, I'm not interested in becoming its leader. Being Hokage isn't something that interests me. Naruto said. Then perhaps the cure for your mother's disease will suffice in exchange for you joining me. Danzo said and smirked a bit. I'd rather have my mom die rather than take something from you, and I'm sure she'd say the exact same thing. You wasted your time coming here. Naruto said and stood up. I've noticed you've gotten close to Natsumi Uzumaki. It would be a shame if something bad were to happen to her. She should watch her back. Danzo said and started to walk away, but Naruto spoke up. You won't touch and we both know why. You'd risk unleashing the 9 tails if you did that, and then you'd have to answer Hiruzen about why you attacked Natsumi. That eye you have hidden in your right eye socket isn't even strong enough to help you against the 9 tails. That's why you want me, or more specifically my Sharingan, because you know it's stronger than the one you have in your head right now. I noticed all of the spies in the Uchiha clan district, mainly around me. Me and my mom purposely talked about my Sharingan in the open while training, so they'd report to whoever sent them. Naruto said. We planned for this meeting, but didn't know it was going to be me. I've been outsmarted but a mere child. Danzo thought. Now that I know who was sending them after me, I have a message for you. Naruto said. What is it? Danzo asked and narrowed his eye. Do not bother me and stop sending your spies after me and Natsumi. You'll regret it. Naruto said and glared at him. Why can't I move? Jinjutsu, of course. Danzo thought, and when he released the Jinjutsu, Naruto was gone. 2 weeks later. 2 weeks passed and Naruto was currently walking towards the Uchiha clan district. He hasn't been there ever since his mom died and lived in the secret bunker like she said to. The reason he wanted to head to the Uchiha district is because he wanted to read the Uchiha stone tablet. The Uchiha clan was killed the week prior by Itachi after they were about to launch the coup. Shisui mysteriously died and Itachi was blamed for it. News spread wildly about the Uchiha massacre and that it was Itachi who did it. Both Naruto and Sasuke were the only survivors and the entire village started to treat them like royalty. They were questioned, but Naruto wasn't there so he didn't say anything. Anko, Kurenai and Natsumi thought he was dead, but he told them he was somewhere safe and away from everybody. He made contact with Itachi after it happened and told him he already knew why this had to happen. That surprised Itachi, but he was even more shocked when Naruto asked who the other person was that he kept detecting. The person he was feeling would appear in one area, but then he would be in a completely different section of the district. Itachi only told him to watch after Sasuke for him before he suddenly left, and Naruto told him that he's not a babysitter. Naruto made it to the Naka shrine and went underneath it to start reading the tablet. At first he wasn't sure if he should read it, but something came over him and made him read it. So far all he read was the warnings about the Sharingan and the misfortune it could bring, which he figured it was the curse of hatred his mom told him about. He also came by the techniques of the Manjikyu Sharingan and carefully read them. Amaterasu was an ability that produced black flames that would not stop burning until the target was completely incinerated. The flames cannot be extinguished with water, the passage of time or any other normal methods, and only the user can put the flames out. Tsukiyomi was a genjutsu that inflicted real pain, and the genjutsu lasted for 3 days inside, but on the outside only 3 seconds would have passed. It also said that only another Manjikyu user can break the Tsukiyomi, and you need to make eye contact in order to make the jutsu work. Susanoo is a gigantic humanoid avatar made of the user's chakra that surrounds them and fights on their behalf. It is an extension of the user's will and has multiple stages before it's complete. Hamui, a space-time ninjutsu that allows the user to transfer objects to and from another dimension. It creates a spiraling void and distorts their form as they're traveling between dimensions. Hodamatsukami, an extremely powerful genjutsu that completely manipulates someone's thoughts. The victim believes that they are doing what they are doing by their own will. Hagitsuchi, a technique that allows the user to shape the black flames of Amaterasu, allowing the user to manipulate them at will. While Naruto was reading the techniques, he noticed his mother's time skip ability wasn't there and he figured that it was a secret ability that was never unlocked before. He read about the consequences of using the Manjikyu Sharingan and something caught his eye that didn't make sense. It says the only way to unlock the Manjikyu Sharingan was to kill your best friend. He didn't kill his best friend and neither did his mom. That information was false and he wondered why that was written there. He read something else about a god seeking stability was divided into yin and yang, but when these two came together you obtain all things in creation. He thought about that for a while and the only thing he could think of was the Sage of Six Paths, but nobody actually has any legit information on him. It talked about having the power to control the tailed beasts, but he doubted he'd ever want to do that. It also said that when someone who possesses the power of Sax-Ra approaches the moon, an eye will open that is reflected on the moon to grant the eternal dream. It mentioned something about an infinite Tsukiyomi and that it's the only way to save the Uchiha clan. He couldn't read anything else, but used his brain to guess that the infinite Tsukiyomi was nothing more than a more advanced version of the Tsukiyomi. If that was the case, he wondered how a genjutsu was supposed to save the Uchiha clan. This tablet doesn't make any sense. Naruto said and left academy next day. Class was going on as usual and Itsumi was sad again since Naruto still hasn't come to class. Without him there to defend her, her grades were slipping and she fell from top 10 to the middle of the class. Their teacher was in the middle of the lesson when the door slid open revealing Naruto reading a medical ninjutsu book. "Naruto, you're 3 hours late. Last week was an exception for your absence, but I can't allow it today." "Why are you late?" the teacher asked. "Funny story actually. I was walking to school and on my way here the Inyazuka dogs were trying to kill a black cat, so I had to take the long way around." Naruto said and the teacher just banged his head in the chalkboard. "Great. He's just like Kakashi." The teacher thought. Does he really expect anybody to believe that? Natsumi thought. HN. Sasuke thought. I'm glad Naruto made it to class. Hinata thought. Just go sit down. The teacher said. Sure. Naruto said and sat in his seat. "Why are you late?" Natsumi asked. "I just told you why." Naruto said. "Whatever. Listen, I've got an extra room in my place if you need to use it." Natsumi said. "Thanks for the offer, but I'll have to pass. My sister is letting me stay in her place." Naruto said. "I didn't know you had a sister." Natsumi said. "You also don't know that you have a brother." Naruto thought. "She's not really my sister, but she's been watching me ever since I was born." "You haven't met her yet because she's always out on missions since she wants to become a jonin." Naruto said. "And I can't wait to meet her." Natsumi said. "I'm sure you can't." Naruto said. "Have you been training at all these past 2 weeks?" Natsumi asked. "Yeah, but I've mainly been working on my speed and taijutsu." Naruto said. "I bet I can kick your ass." Natsumi said. "You'd lose that bet." Naruto said. "Whatever. Want to grab some ramen after school?" Natsumi asked. I have to make a stop, but I'll meet you there. Naruto said. Yes. I'll finally reclaim my crown for most ramen bowls eaten. Believe it. Natsumi said. Right. Naruto said. Take your mask off while you eat. It's weird seeing you seemingly stuck food through the mask. How do you do that anyway? Natsumi asked. If I told you then it wouldn't be funny to look at your face trying to figure it out. Naruto said. Why do you wear a mask anyway? Are you ugly? Natsumi asked. No. I have my reasons, but until certain requirements are met, I can't show my face to people. My father was a very powerful man, and if I take my mask off you'd be able to tell who my father is right away. Even though he's dead, his enemies would still come after me, and I'm not strong enough to face them. Naruto said. I see. Well, hopefully when you get stronger you can show me your face. Natsumi said. How about this? When I'm able to handle a Jonin level ninja, I'll stop wearing my mask. Does that sound fair? Naruto asked. Yup. Natsumi said. So, how's everything been since I've been gone? Naruto asked. Horrible. I fell from the top 10 in class to the middle. I don't understand it. I know I got everything right and I haven't missed a day. I just don't get it. Natsumi said. I see. Well, now that I'm back I'll help you out. Naruto said. Thank you. Natsumi said. Alright, students. Today we're going to learn about why ninja usually travel in groups. The teacher said and everyone groaned. Can I be excused? Naruto asked. You were 3 hours late and you want to be excused. Where do you have to go? The teacher asked. Anywhere that's better than here. This crap is boring and you know it. Naruto said. No. If they have to learn it then so do you. Now, pay attention. The teacher said and an Anbu appeared. Sorry for the interruption. Naruto Uchiha, Lord Hokage would like to have a word with you. The Anbu said and vanished. Fine. Naruto, you're excused. The teacher said. Wow. Talk about perfect timing. I'll see you at Ichiraku's later. Naruto said and left. Okay. Natsumi said. Wow, Natsumi. You've got another date with Naruto. Ino said. It's not a date. Besides, he's like a brother to me if anything. Natsumi said. Then why does he only hang out with you? Ino asked. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Why? Do you like him? Natsumi asked. Please. Why would I want Naruto if I have Sasuke for myself? Ino asked. Excuse me, Sasuke is mine, pig. Sakura said. What was that forehead? Ino asked. Give me a break. Natsumi thought and sat next to Hinata. Hi Hinata. Natsumi said. Oh. Hi Natsumi. Hinata said. You know, if you stop stuttering so much and gain some confidence Naruto might start to notice you. Natsumi said and Hinata turned red. What do you mean? Hinata asked. We all know you like him. Natsumi said. And no. You've got it wrong. Hinata said. Sure I do. Natsumi said. Hokage office. You called for me, old man. Naruto asked. I did. Care to explain where you've been for the past 2 weeks? Hiruzen asked. I was in a secret bunker my father had. Naruto said. Where exactly is this bunker located? Hiruzen asked. If I told you it wouldn't be much of a secret. Besides, only me and Natsumi can get inside of it. Naruto said. Of course Minato would set it up like that. Anyway, your mission has a 2-week blank period. Ask Natsumi for anything unusual. Hiruzen said. I did. The only thing that happened to her was she fell from the top 10 in class to the middle. She went every day and got everything right, but she still fell to the middle of the class. Naruto said. I see. I'll deal with this one myself. Keep up the work. Hiruzen said. Yeah. Oh and I spoke to your pal, Danzo, 2 weeks back. Naruto said and Hiruzen grew serious. What did he want? Hiruzen asked. A typical join his side for power. Don't worry. I declined and basically threatened him before leaving. He knows about my Sharingan being the strongest in clan history and wants it for his own personal gain. Naruto said. I want to know if he even looks at you next time. Hiruzen said. You got it. Naruto said. Now, I'm sure you have time left for class. Get going to the academy. Hiruzen said. Actually, I think I'll skip the rest of the day. I was already 3 hours late. Naruto said. Why were you late? Hiruzen asked. Well, I was on my way to the academy, but then the Inyazuka dogs were trying to kill a black cat. They were blocking the road so I had to take the long way around. Naruto said and Hiruzen pinched his nose. You're dismissed, Naruto. Hiruzen said. Later. Naruto said and walked out. Naruto. As he was walking around the village, Naruto started to think about his training and what he could do to improve on it. He needed some ninja tools and more clothes for a shinobi, but didn't know where he could find some. All he saw was civilian clothing stores and no ninja stores. He was walking while reading his book until he had a feeling he should look up. As he looked up, he noticed he stopped in front of a ninja supply store that seemed pretty new to him. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try this place. Naruto thought as he went inside. Hello? Is anybody here? Naruto asked. Welcome to Higarashi's ninja store. How can I help you young man? The name's Sato Higurashi. Sato said and Naruto shook his hand. Naruto Uchiha, nice to meet you. Naruto said. An Uchiha with manners? That's rare. Sato said. My mom and older sister raised me well. Naruto said. I see. So, what can I do for you? You're the first customer for the store since we've just opened. Sato said. Sweet. I need some kunai, shuriken, ninja wire and if possible some D-rank jutsus. Naruto said. I have just what you need, but I can't sell them to a civilian. Sato said. But I'm in the academy. It's my second year. Shouldn't that count? Naruto asked. Ah yes. It does. However, since you are still in the academy I can only give you practice kunai and shuriken. They're less durable than the actual thing, but it's all I can do for an academy student. I can sell you the ninja wire, but only about 10 feet of it. As for D-rank jutsus, I only have a few and most of them are elemental ninjutsu, so you need to know your chakra nature for those. Sato said. How do I figure out my chakra nature? Naruto asked. With this. It's called chakra paper. Sato said and gave Naruto a piece of paper. What do I do? Naruto asked. You channel some chakra into the paper. Do you know the basic chakra natures? Sato asked. Yes. Wind, water, fire, lightning and earth. Naruto said. Great. Now on the paper after you channel chakra into it, each of the symbols will glow indicating your chakra nature. Green is wind, blue is water, red is fire, brown is earth, and yellow is lightning. Give it a try. Sato said. Naruto channeled chakra into the paper, then watched as the results were shown to him. Yellow, blue and red were glowing on the paper, indicating he has lightning, water and fire chakra natures. What confused him were the numbers 1 through 3 appearing next to the glowing symbols. What do the numbers 1 through 3 mean? Naruto asked. It means your main affinity is lighting, the second is water, and the third is fire. It's weird because most Uchiha only have a fire chakra nature. Sato said. Then that's why it was a bit difficult for me to learn the fireball jutsu. Not only is fire not my main affinity, but my water affinity must be stronger than the fire affinity. Naruto said. Precisely. Now, I'll gather everything you need and you can have a look around. Sato said. Naruto nodded and walked around the store looking at everything he had. Multiple different kinds of weapons and some of them he never even saw before. Like he saw fans, but never saw why somebody needed a fan. He found different books on konoha history, books on weapon forgery and clothes that were meant for ninja, but he didn't think any of them would fit for him. The thing that caught his eye was a sword that was stuck in stone that was locked behind a glass case. He would ask Sato about it and the history behind it. He went back to the front of the store to pay. Did you find anything else you needed? Sato asked. Just some books on konoha history, but I learned enough of that in the academy. I do want to know about the sword in that glass case. Naruto said. Ah. That sword was forged by a good friend of mine 7 years ago. He unfortunately died and never claimed the sword. After my first shop was destroyed by the Nine Tails attack, I found the sword stuck in the ground and I couldn't remove it. As you can see, I had to move the entire slab of earth to keep the sword. Some think that only people the sword deems worthy can hold it, but I personally think only one of his family members can use it. If one of his family members comes and claims the sword then they can have it. Sato said. Maybe I can give it a try. Naruto said. I tell you what. How about you learn how to use a sword and when you graduate, I'll let you try to take the sword. How's that sound? Sato asked. Sounds fair. Can you tell me why you have fans for ninja weapons here? Naruto asked. Those are mainly for wind users. They allow them to blast away their enemy with a single swipe. I mainly sell them to Suna shinobi when they are in the village. They're not as powerful as the larger fans they sell in Suna, but they still pack a punch. They can also shoot out senbon if they want them to. Sato said. Cool. I think I'm done for the day. Naruto said. Alright. I've thrown in 3 elemental ninjutsu for each of your chakra natures and 2 non-elemental jutsus. When you're in the academy, they pay for everything you get from here except special orders. Sato said. Really? How much does a special order cost? Naruto asked. It depends on what you order. Sato said. I noticed one of your books talked about chakra metal. Is it possible to have some kunai and shuriken made out of that to channel elemental chakra through it? Naruto asked. Of course it is. How many do you need? Sato asked. About 500 each. Naruto said and Sato did the calculations. That's going to cost you about 16,000 yen. Since you won't need them for a few more years, I'll place them on back order. Sato said. What does that mean? Naruto asked. It means that the order is basically delayed. You'll be able to pick them up the day you graduate. If I'm not here then my daughter will be here. Just tell her your name and she'll get the order for you. Sato said. Can I pay for them now? Naruto asked. Sure. Since you're the first customer I'm the new store, I'll throw in the instructions to properly use your chakra natures. Sato said and sealed everything in a scroll for Naruto. Thanks. Naruto said and paid for his special order. No problem. If any of your friends need some supplies, tell them about my shop. Sato said. I will. Naruto said and left. He's a good kid. Sato said. Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto still isn't with you today, Natsumi. Am asked. Not yet, but he'll be here. I want my crown back as the queen of gluttony. Natsumi said. Another challenge. What's the record between you two? Am asked. 10-8. I'm behind by 2. I'm feeling really lucky today. Natsumi said. You said that last time and lost. Naruto said as he entered the ramen shop. Oh. Naruto. You're here. Am said. Why didn't you get that excited when I came in here? Natsumi asked and Am blushed. I am. Well. It's just that you're always here. Am said. He's here just as much as me. Natsumi said. Can we just start? Naruto asked, and then Tucci placed 4 large bowls in front of both of them. Alright. Listen up. We've got another gluttony challenge over here. Natsumi has challenged Naruto for the crown. Do you accept the challenge, Naruto? Am asked. Of course. Naruto said. Everyone gather around and place your bets. Am announced, and everyone bet on Naruto winning except for one person. Alright. Go. Am said. Naruto and Natsumi began digging into their food at a fast pace while listening to the cheering crowd. Everyone except one person may have bet on Naruto winning, but the competition was something that made sure everyone was cheering. This went on for another 2 hours, with Naruto having a 1-bowl lead over Natsumi. Tucci and Am were working as quickly as possible to keep up with the speed the bowls were being eaten. Natsumi caught up to Naruto and then quickly took a 2-bowl lead. Naruto wasn't going to lose and up the pace, and now they were tied. Tucci only had enough ramen for 1 bowl, so he made that and sat it between the two of them. Done. Naruto and Natsumi yelled. We have a tie. Am said. What? How? Natsumi yelled. It's actually not a tie. Naruto said. How? You both ate the same amount of ramen bowls and you both split the tiebreaker bowl. Am said. I would have won if I didn't drop a noodle on the ground earlier in the contest. When we eat, the rules state that you must eat every noodle and I didn't. She's the winner by the rules we set. Naruto said and Tucci placed the crown on Natsumi's head. Yes. Take that. I'm the queen of gluttony. Natsumi said. You may have won, but you're still behind a game in our little competition. Naruto said. So then nobody wins any money. Natsumi said. Not true. I bet on you beating me this time. Naruto said. How much money did he win? Natsumi asked. 1.4 million yen. Am said and gave Naruto the money. Nice. Pleasure doing business with you. Natsumi, I need you to come with me. Naruto said and they walked out. Where are we going? Natsumi asked. To the ninja supply shop. Naruto said and she stopped. Let me put on a hinge so I can get inside. Natsumi said. There's no need for that. Just trust me on this one. Naruto said. What if I get kicked out? Natsumi asked. Then I'll stop doing business with the owner of the shop. Naruto said. Higurashi Ninja Store. Are you sure I can be in here? Natsumi asked and looked around. Of course. Naruto said and walked up to the counter to ring the bell. Humming. Sato said from the back. It's me, Naruto. I've brought a friend. Naruto said. A friend you say? Who is it? Sato asked as he came from the back. Go on. Introduce yourself. Naruto said. I'm Natsumi Yu Uzumaki. Natsumi said. So this is Kushina and Minato's daughter. She's almost an exact replica of Kushina if it weren't for the whisker marks and blue eyes. Sato thought and looked at Naruto who nodded to him like he knew what he was thinking. I see. I'm Sato Higurashi. Nice to meet you. Have a look around while I talk to Naruto about his order. Sato said. Are you sure? Natsumi asked. Of course. Since you're an academy student, everything you pick out is paid for by them prepped for special orders. Sato said. Thanks. When I'm Hokage I'll make sure everyone knows about your shop. Natsumi said and ran off. I'm guessing you already know who she is. Sato said. More than you know. Naruto said. How did you find out? It's supposed to be a secret. Sato said. My mom and the Hokage told me. Naruto said. I see. If they told you then I won't question it. The thing is, does she know you two are related? Sato asked and Naruto's eyes went wide. How did you know? Naruto asked. Naruto, I was good friends with the 4th Hokage. There are no spiky hair Uchiha, and the only people your mother really hung out with were me, Minato, Kushina and Makoto. It's not hard to figure out who your father was. I bet you look just like him underneath that mask of yours. Sato said. Fine. To answer your question, no she doesn't know we're related. Naruto said. Because of Iowa, correct? Sato asked. Yes. The 3rd Hokage wants to tell her when she graduates so hopefully she'll be mature enough to handle it. Naruto said. Understandable. Well, she's welcome here anytime she wants. Sato said, and then they heard stuff fall over. Sorry. Natsumi yelled and then another crash was heard. You may want to hire a cleanup crew. Naruto said. It's fine. I'll just hire some genin for a D rank mission to clean it up. Sato said. That's what a D rank mission is? Naruto asked. Yeah. It's basically chores for civilians. I used to be a ninja, but I retired after sustaining a brutal leg injury. That's why I walk with this cane. Sato said. I am not looking forward to doing those. Naruto said. If you get lucky enough you'll get a teacher who'll let you do the D rank missions quickly or won't have you do them at all. Sato said. Hopefully. Naruto said and then Natsumi came back. I'm back. Natsumi said and put some stuff on the counter. Paint cans, rope, rubber ducks, stink bombs, glue. What is all of this? Naruto asked. I didn't even know I sold that stuff. Sato mumbled. It's for pranking, duh. Natsumi said. I brought you here to get some ninja supplies, but I clearly wasted my time if this is all you're interested in. Naruto said. But he said the academy pays for all of this. Natsumi said. They do, but you have nothing to train with in here. I saw your gear and that is why I brought you to Sato. Naruto said. Well, maybe I don't want your stupid help. Natsumi said and walked out. I'll keep these here for her. Sato said. Thanks. Naruto said and walked out of the store. Training ground. Naruto was sitting down in a meditative position when all of a sudden his eyes snapped open and kunai started flying at him from all directions. He jumped into the air and twisted around the kunai before he threw them so they'd collide with some of the other kunai. He heard 11 thumping noises and then landed on the ground with a smirk on his face. He looked around and saw 10 targets with a kunai in them. He looked behind him and saw a target behind a big rock with a kunai embedded inside of it. He sighed and took a drink of water before looking to his left. I know you're there. Naruto said and 2 blank mask Anbu appeared. They didn't talk and just attacked him, but unfortunately he was able to dodge them. They weren't that fast, but they were faster than him and they knew when to attack. Naruto used the fireball jutsu, but they dodged it at the last minute. They came at him with their swords drawn and tried to attack him, but his Sharingan was able to predict their attacks. He was thankful for his mother's reflex training to help him counter some moves. Naruto managed to grab the sword from one of them and slashed his stomach, but it was as if the Anbu didn't feel it. He was kicked away by both Anbu, but he was able to correct himself in the air and land properly. He looked up and saw one of the Anbu on him with his sword drawn aiming at his heart. Naruto's Manjikyu Sharingan activated and then he suddenly switched places with the other Anbu who was stabbed through the heart instead of him. The other Anbu was killed instantly and before the other could remove his sword, Naruto stabbed him in the back through his heart and killed him. He took the mask off to see who this person was, but both of the Anbu agents went up in flames. Naruto ran to the bushes and threw up over having to kill somebody like that. It took him a minute, but he got himself under control and went to see Hiruzen. Hokage office. What can I do for you, Naruto? Hiruzen asked. Why did the Anbu attack me? Naruto asked. What do you mean? The Anbu shouldn't have attacked you, and I can assure you that all of them are accounted for. Hiruzen said. I managed to get this off of one of them. Naruto said and placed the blank mask on his desk. Root. Hiruzen mumbled. What's root? Naruto asked. It's an illegally ran division of Anbu controlled by Danzo. I've been trying to get some sort of evidence on him, but he leaves no trace, and when the Anbu fail a mission, they go up in flames removing them from existence. The fact that you got one of their masks is proof against Danzo that they exist, but it isn't enough. Hiruzen said. These two weren't that much stronger than me. They only had a slight edge over me in speed, and they knew Kenjutsu, but I was able to evade them with my Sharingan. Naruto said. Then he'll send more of them after you and they'll be even stronger. You need to up your training and be prepared. The best I can do is have an Anbu operative watch over you. I don't want this to leak out somehow. Hiruzen said. I'll be fine on my own. I've picked up a few things for my training from Sato Higurashi. I'll have to go back eventually, but I have enough now to last me. Naruto said. What did you get from him? Hiruzen asked. Some practice kunai and shuriken, 3 elemental jutsus for my chakra natures and 2 non-elemental jutsus. Naruto said. Chakra natures? Which ones do you have? Hiruzen asked. Lightning, water and fire. Naruto said. Interesting. Most Uchiha normally have a fire chakra affinity and then copy other jutsus. Hiruzen said. He said the same thing. He also has a sword that apparently nobody has been able to use and he'll let me try to take it after I graduate. That means I'll need a Kenjutsu teacher. Naruto said. Well, I can't help you out since it would be showing favoritism. I also can't tell you that there's a Kenjutsu area in the shinobi section of the library. Hiruzen said and Naruto caught on to what he was doing. It's okay. I guess you can't tell me that since the civilians run the library, there's no security after it closes in 5 minutes. Naruto said. That is correct. Now, I must get back to my work. Hiruzen said. One more thing. It's getting harder and harder for me to do the clone jutsu. Natsumi has the same problem. Is there a way you can't help me with this problem? Naruto asked. You're correct. There is absolutely no way I can allow you to take this scroll on different types of clones. Hiruzen said as a scroll mysteriously rolled to Naruto's feet. Right. I thank you for being honest and not getting my hopes up. I'll be happy to throw this in the trash for you since you have more work to do. Naruto said and picked up the scroll. That is most kind of you. Hiruzen said. I'll be going. Naruto said and left. Naruto, after sneaking into the library and finding what he needed, Naruto went to Kurenai's apartment to sleep for the night. On his way there, he heard sounds coming from an alley and rushed into the alley to see a group of civilians and genin beating up Natsumi. He activated his Sharingan and jumped into action. He used Genjutsu on the genin who were unable to break it and simply knocked out the civilians before going over to Natsumi. "Natsumi, are you okay?" Naruto asked and she slowly opened her eyes. "I think I'll be okay." Natsumi said. "Come on. I'll take you home." Naruto said and she climbed on his back. "How did you know I was getting beat up?" Natsumi asked. "I was on my way to my sister's house and I heard noise in the alley." Naruto said. "Why is it always you saving me? Why do you hang out with me so much?" Natsumi asked. "Because I care about you. You mean more to me than you could imagine at the moment." Naruto said and her eyes started to close. "I wish you were my real brother." Natsumi said before she fell asleep. "All will be revealed in due time. I just hope you can get strong and mature enough." Naruto thought. He entered her house and placed her on the bed. He was about to leave, but not before leaving some of his practice ninja tools for her and some tips on how to use them. He opened the scroll that Hiruzen didn't give him and saw a jutsu known as the Shadow Clone Jutsu and wrote down the instructions for Natsumi. This jutsu was almost made for somebody like them with huge chakra reserves. While Naruto's were large for his age since he already had low chunin reserves, Natsumi most likely had more chakra than an elite jonin right now. He wrote down some chakra control exercises for her as well and then finally left. He had 5 more years until he graduated and began his ninja career. His main priority right now was to become as strong as he possibly could before he would become part of a genin team. Kinjutsu, ninjutsu, taijutsu, jinjutsu and medical ninjutsu was everything he would be working on for the next 5 years. He may have to skip some days of school, but he really didn't care since they weren't really learning anything. I do not own Naruto or any of its characters. 6 years have gone by and Naruto has grown to an acceptable level. He was a mid-chunin level ninja with some field experience thanks to him constantly having to fight off Danzo's rude Anbu that he sent after him. Naruto was thankful for them attacking and trying to capture him because it helped him hone his skills. He was so thankful that he sent Danzo a thank you letter in the mail, which was written on the back of an explosive tag. He trained exactly how his mother trained him and even added more to the regime thanks to Anko and Kurenai giving him some tips. He was an all-around shinobi having trained in every aspect of being a ninja and didn't finish anything until he had it down completely. Natsumi called him a perfectionist, but Naruto told her that he didn't want to make any mistakes in battle. His ninjutsu was high level thanks to him increasing his arsenal, but he didn't learn anything higher than a C-rank jutsu. His lightning ninjutsu was his best since that was his strongest affinity and he learned to shorten the hand signs for his lighting jutsus. He learned lightning beast, lightning ball, lightning fish, electromagnetic murder and thunderclap arrow. His water affinity was strong, but he wanted to be able to grab water from the air like Tobirama Senju, and he would work on that all the time. Water style. Raging waves, water style. Liquid bullets, water clone jutsu, water style. Raging rapids and water style. Water wall were all the water jutsus he's learned so far. His fire affinity was good, but it would always be his weakest affinity since he had a strong affinity to water. Fire style. Fireball jutsu, fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu and fire style. Dragon flame jutsu were all the fire jutsus he knew. His taijutsu was about low to mid chunin level which was good for him at his age. He never worried about not being good enough since he knew he could always improve. His fighting style revolves around using pressure point attacks to damage his opponent's vital points and he was a completely physical fighter. Adding that with his Sharingan's ability to slow down his opponent so he can see their moves and it would be a deadly combination as he got stronger. His speed was low jonin level thanks to the resistance seals he wore. He took them off once a year and ran around the village to get used to his speed. That turned out to be the wrong thing for him because every time he ran, an eccentric jonin he learned to know was Might Guy would always catch up to him going on about the springtime of youth and after a while, Naruto started to ignore him. His Genjutsu was arguably the best in the village thanks to his Sharingan, but he learned a few that worked without his Sharingan as he was keeping it a secret. His Fuinjutsu skills were good as well since he reached level 5 on his own which impressed Hiruzen. His medical ninjutsu was good, but he could use some work on it and the nurses in Konoha were useless since they barely knew what they were doing. He learned the mystic palm jutsu, medical water jellyfish and water mosquito. His Kenjutsu skills were low chunin level as Anko and Kurenai introduced him to their friend Yugao, who was a Kenjutsu specialist. They were shocked when Naruto said he knew she was a member of the Anbu Black Ops and when they asked how he knew, he simply told them that she's the only person other than Anko with purple hair in the village. His Manjikyu was never used again after the first time against the Anbu since he wanted to focus on his other skills and not become too reliant on the Manjikyu. He read the tablet again and confirmed his suspicions that it was being tampered with because his ability was now on there. His ability was called Amenitejikara, which allowed him to shift himself between spaces, causing anything currently occupying the space he targets to swap places with him. He didn't know who was tampering with the tag, but it must have been somebody able to sneak into Konoha unnoticed. Over the years he became friends with Ino Yamanaka, who was one of Sasuke's fangirls, but she was pretty smart. She cared more about her looks than her skills, but that changed when Natsumi embarrassed her in a spar they had. She went home after then and had her father teach her some of their clan jutsus. Naruto recommended that she learn something else as well, but she said she'd wait for her Jonin instructor to teach her something. She still had her fangirl moments, but she was a good friend to Naruto. Natsumi was still the same except she grew taller. Her skills were at a mid-genin level, and she always tried to push herself too hard to reach Naruto's level, but he explained that she should work at her own pace, and rest was important. She knew the shadow clone jutsu, and like Naruto she learned it with ease. However, during the academy she kept trying to do the clone jutsu as she would get teased and bullied for not being able to do the simplest jutsu. Her classmates nicknamed her Tomato thanks to her red hair, and she turned into a menace whenever somebody called her that. Teachers started to call her the second coming of the red hot habanero, and they were terrified of her. The only person able to calm her down when she went on a rampage was Naruto, but he barely showed up to the academy. His attendance caused him to be at the bottom of the class, but he didn't care. Graduation came by this week and everyone was separated into groups to get everything done quicker throughout the week. He was late to his, but he had an actual reason. The day of his graduation test was on his mother's birthday and he was at the memorial stone for nearly 4 hours. He was excused by Iruka since he learned from Natsumi that Naruto's mother died when Iruka noticed he would never come to school at all on a specific day every year. Right now Naruto was sitting in class watching the remaining students take the test for their headbands. Ino and Sakura were arguing over Sasuke with his other fangirls, who Naruto wondered how they even passed. Kiba was bragging about his skills to Shino, Choji and Shikamaru were in the middle talking to each other, and Natsumi was patiently waiting for her turn. Hurry up. I'm ready for this damn test. Natsumi said. Relax. You're up next if I'm not mistaken. Naruto said. It's not, she'll pass. She can't even do the clone jutsu. Kiba said, and everyone laughed at Natsumi except Ino and Naruto. How about a bet, Kiba? Naruto asked. What's the bet? Kiba asked. I bet Natsumi will pass the test with flying colors. Naruto said. Oh yeah. If she doesn't then she has to be my servant for the next 3 months. Kiba said. Alright. When she does, you have to lick your dog's ass. Naruto said. Hell no. Kiba said. Oh? Is that Kiba denying a bet? Are you a cat? Naruto asked and that set Kiba off. Deal. Kiba said and shook Naruto's hand. Umbus. Natsumi thought. Natsumi Uzumaki, you're up. Iruka said. You got this, girl. Ino said. I know. Natsumi said. Use the shadow clones. Naruto whispered. I can't. It has to be the clone jutsu. Natsumi whispered. No, it has to be a clone jutsu. They never specified which one. Naruto whispered. You're right. I'll be back with my headband. Get ready to lick some dog ass, Kiba. Natsumi said. Exam room. Alright, Natsumi. Please perform the substitution jutsu. Iruka said. You got it. Natsumi said and switched places with a chair before switching back. Good job. Next, perform the henge. Iruka said. Okay. Natsumi said and had a devious grin. No wait. Iruka said, but it was too late as Natsumi transformed into a naked lady causing Iruka and his assistant Mizuki to pass out from massive nosebleeds. You should have seen your faces. Natsumi said, rolling around on the ground laughing. Enough with the jokes. Iruka yelled and did his infamous big head jutsu. Sorry. Sheesh. Learn to live a little. Natsumi said. Okay. Now the last part. Please create 3 clones. Iruka said. Come on, Natsumi. You can do it. Iruka thought. Go on, Natsumi. Show us why you're such a failure. I'll use you for my plans and get rid of the 9 tails at the same time. Mizuki thought. Shadow clone jutsu. The puff of smoke went off revealing 15 Natsumis looking at them both with smug looks on their faces. So, did I pass? Natsumi asked and released her clones. No. That's not the regulation jutsu. You fail. Mizuki said. What? That's fucking bullshit. You never specified what kind of clone I had to use. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Natsumi yelled as her hair split into 9 pieces. Calm down, Natsumi. You pass. All you had to do was make a clone. I never said which kind. Please don't hurt us. Iruka begged and gave her a headband. Woohoo. Take that, Mizuki. You son of a bitch. Natsumi yelled and ran out of the room. Damn it. Looks like I'll have to do this myself. Mizuki thought. Classroom, I wonder if she passed. Ino said. She did. Naruto said while reading a book. How can you be so sure? Ino asked. Because I know her. Naruto said and the door was kicked open. I passed, bitches. Natsumi yelled. Woohoo. Ino yelled and ran to give her a hug. What? There's no way you passed. Kiba yelled. Well, I did. Believe it. Natsumi said. You know what that means, right Kiba? Ino asked and he paled. No. I'm not doing it. Kiba said. A deal is a deal. Lick Akamaru's ass. Natsumi said and Akamaru plumped his in up for Kiba as if he understood what was going on. You can't make me. Kiba said and then he couldn't move. I can. Shikamaru said as he caught Kiba with his shadow possession jutsu. Say ah, Kiba. Natsumi said and Shikamaru made Kiba open his mouth to lick Akamaru's ass. Wow Kiba. We didn't know you felt so strongly about Akamaru. Ino said and everyone laughed. Kiba Inuzuka. What are you doing? Haruka yelled as he came into the classroom. He was just showing Akamaru how much he loved him. Ino said and Shikamaru dropped his jutsu. What you do at home is your business, but do not bring it to the classroom. Haruka said. I was forced to do it. Kiba said. He's lying. He just held up his end of a bet. Natsumi said. Sometimes they make me regret being a teacher. Haruka thought and rubbed his temples. Listen up. It's time to announce the Rookie of the Year, Kunoichi of the Year and the Dead Last. Haruka said. Yes. Natsumi said. Rookie of the Year goes to Sasuke Uchiha. Haruka said. HN. Sasuke said. Kunoichi of the Year goes to Sakura Haruno. Haruka said. What? That's bullshit. Natsumi yelled. She's right. Natsumi was only slightly behind Sakura academically and blew her out of the water and everything else. Haruka thought. I demand a recount. Natsumi yelled and. I'm sorry, but it's what Mizuki put on here when he tallied the scores for this year. Haruka said. Ha. Sakura said and stuck her tongue out at Natsumi. Alright. The dead last is Kiba Inuzuka. Haruka said. What? There's no way Naruto finished above me. Kiba yelled. Well, it's true. Naruto would have been the Rookie of the Year, but he only came to class like 10 days a month. He has the highest scores in everything except his attendance. Now, tomorrow will be team assignments and the beginning of your ninja careers. Congratulations to everyone who passed. Haruka said and walked out the room. So, who wants to celebrate? Natsumi asked. You can't. You need to come with me. Naruto said. Is this another challenge? We're tied at 35 apiece. Natsumi said. No. It's something even better than that. Just come with me. Naruto said and they left village. So, what's so important that you can't tell me? Natsumi asked as they were walking through the village. Just be patient. Naruto said. I can't believe she graduated. A civilian whispered. Good thing I pulled my daughter out of the academy. I can't believe the Hokage let that thing become a ninja. We should have killed the demon when we had the chance. Naruto, you'd never lie to me, right? Natsumi asked. Of course not. Why? Naruto asked. So, if I were to ask you a question, you'd answer it honestly? Natsumi asked. Of course. Naruto said. Do you know why people keep calling me a demon and treating me like I'm a contagious disease? Natsumi asked. Yes. Naruto said. Can you please tell me why? Natsumi asked. I wish I could, but the old man wants to tell you. Just hear him out before you say anything. Naruto said. Why can't you tell me now? Natsumi asked. Because it's an S-rank secret. Naruto said as they reached the Hokage Tower. I never knew that hating somebody is a secret. Natsumi said and they walked in the office. Yo, old man. We're here. Naruto said. Do you believe in knocking? Hiruzen asked. Only on Anko and Kurenai's doors. Naruto said. I see. So, what brings you here today? Hiruzen asked. He said you have something to tell me. Natsumi said. She's ready. Naruto said and Hiruzen sealed the room. Have a seat, Natsumi. Hiruzen said. Ask anything you want. Naruto said. Why do the villagers hate me? Natsumi asked. Tell me, what do you know about the Nine Tails attack? Hiruzen asked. That the fourth Hokage killed it 13 years ago. Natsumi said. That's not what happened that night. The Nine Tails was defeated, but it was not killed. In order to stop a tailed beast, you must find a suitable container and then seal it away. 13 years ago on October 10th, a baby was born and lost her parents to the wrath of the Nine Tails. That baby was chosen by the fourth Hokage to hold the Nine Tails and keep it from attacking the village. Hiruzen said and her eyes widened. I was that baby. Natsumi said. Yes. You are what's known as a Jinchuriki. You are the reason this village still stands and its savior. Hiruzen said. So, I'm the nine-tailed fox that attacked 13 years ago. Natsumi said and started to cry. No. You are its container. Think of it like this. If I put water in a cup, does the cup become water? Hiruzen asked. No. Natsumi said. That is correct. You are still Natsumi Uzumaki, and the nine-tailed fox is something completely different. Hiruzen said. Then if that's the case, why did they attack me? I was just an innocent little girl. Natsumi said. The people of this village hate and fear what they do not understand. However, your family would be ashamed of them if they knew how you were being treated. I tried to let you live a normal life and get adopted into a nice family by labeling this an S-ranked, but somebody leaked the information about you being the Nine Tails Jinchuriki to the village. I'm sorry for not telling you sooner, but you just weren't ready to handle the truth. Hiruzen said. You said my family would be ashamed of them, correct? Who are they? Do I have any family left? Natsumi asked. Here. Hiruzen said and gave her a picture. Who are these people? Well, I know the fourth Hokage, but who's the lady with the nice hair? Natsumi asked. Her name is Kushina Uzumaki. However, if she were alive you'd call her mom. Hiruzen said. Mom? She's beautiful. Natsumi said. She was easily one of the most beautiful women when she was alive. She's been with your father since they graduated from the academy and then 13 years later, you were born. Hiruzen said. I hope my mom never got teased like I did. Natsumi said and Hiruzen chuckled. Oh, she has, but for different reasons. She was teased and picked on because of her red hair and also because she was considered an outsider. Hiruzen said. Why? Natsumi asked. Because she was originally from the Uzushi Agakure in the land of whirlpools. It was the home of the Uzumaki clan. Sadly, after she moved here, the entire Uzumaki clan was destroyed. Hiruzen said. So they picked on her because she wasn't born here? Natsumi asked. Yes. She was nicknamed Tomato because of her red hair. She was such a tomboy that she'd beat up anybody who messed with her. Her nickname around the village was the Red Hot-Blooded Habanero. Hiruzen said. So, when the people called me the second coming of the Red Hot-Blooded Habanero, I reminded them of my mom. Natsumi asked. Yes. It's funny because like you, only one person was able to calm her down if she went on a rampage. Hiruzen said. My dad. I guess you have something in common with my dad, Naruto. Natsumi said. You have no idea. Naruto thought. Now, you do have some family left alive. A godfather, a distant cousin and a brother. Hiruzen said. Where the hell are they? Natsumi asked. Your godfather is out of the village since he runs our spy network. The money you receive every month comes from him. Your distant cousin has been out of the village for over 20 years and probably doesn't even know you exist. Hiruzen said. What about my brother? Why hasn't he been around? Does he hate me like everyone else? Natsumi asked. No. Hiruzen said. Well, he hasn't been here for me so he can kiss my ass. I don't need him. Naruto's my brother and that's all that matters. Natsumi said. Listen, Natsumi. Your brother loves you very much and has been protecting you ever since he found out about you. Hiruzen said. Then why hasn't he said anything to me? Natsumi asked. Because I ordered him not to. You see, he's your half-brother and was born into one of the most powerful clans. Your father had another baby that was born exactly 2 months before you. I ordered him to not say anything to you because that would paint an even bigger target on your back. Hiruzen said. What do you mean? Natsumi asked. As you know from the academy, I will hold a grudge against your father because of what he did during the Third Shinobi War. Had news leaked about him having any children they would have tried to kill you. Kumo had a certain incident with your mother that I'll tell you another time and they would have tried to get you as well. Had you known who your brother was at a younger age, you would have painted an even bigger target on your back and his because his clan didn't like him. They called him the half-breed of the clan. Hiruzen said. You're right. I would have screamed it to the mountains who my brother was. So, who is he? Natsumi asked. I let him introduce himself. Hiruzen said and nodded at Naruto. You know who he is? Natsumi asked. You're looking at him. My name is Naruto Uchiha Namikaze. Minato Namikaze is my father and Sayori Uchiha is my mother. Naruto said, as he took his mask off revealing that he looked exactly like Minato with black hair and darker eyes. You're my brother? Natsumi asked, and Naruto nodded. I couldn't exactly tell you, but I've known since the day after I first met you. I was supposed to keep my distance from you, but that wasn't going to happen, so I was assigned an S-rank mission to protect you from any civilian or ninja that tried to harm you. Now that you've graduated the academy, my mission is complete. Naruto said and Natsumi gave him a bone-crushing hug. I can't believe it. This whole time I've been saying you're my brother and only family I have, but I was telling the truth without even knowing. Natsumi said and Naruto hugged her back. Now that you know about your family, what are you going to do? Hiruzen asked. I'm gonna train even harder than before. I have a clan to represent. Natsumi said. That is good to hear. Now, you must keep this a secret to keep it from spreading to the other nations. I'll reveal your heritage the moment you can handle a Chunin level ninja. So, in 6 months I want you to be a Chunin level shinobi. Hiruzen said. What about Naruto? Natsumi asked. I'm already a Chunin level ninja. Mid-Chunin to be exact. Naruto said and put his mask on. That's not fair. Natsumi said. You spent most of your time pranking the village. While I was training, you were playing. Did you even use any of the material I gave you other than the shadow clones? Naruto asked. Sort of. I did all those chakra control exercises and looked at that Taijutsu style. Other than that I haven't looked at anything else. Natsumi said. You need to train seriously now. I can't have my little sister being weak. Naruto said and ruffled her hair. Stop that. You're only older than me by 2 months. It doesn't count. Natsumi said and turned her head away. As funny as this is, I believe I have something for you both. Hiruzen said and gave both of them a scroll. What's in it? Natsumi asked. I don't know. The last thing Kushina said to me was that they had these scrolls left for the two of you. Hiruzen said and they unsealed the contents of the scrolls. What is this? Natsumi asked. It looks like your mom left some ninjutsu scrolls for you and her konoha headband. Hiruzen said. Cool. Hey, what did you get? Natsumi asked. A bunch of tri-pronged kunai and some space-time ninjutsu scrolls. Naruto said. Well, it seems the two of you have some work to do. However, I recommend that you wait until you're ready for them. Hiruzen said. You're right. Natsumi, come here. Naruto said. What do you want? Natsumi asked and Naruto drew a seal on her arm that disappeared. I just put a storage seal on your arm. That way you don't have to worry about losing the stuff your mom gave you. Naruto said. Sweet. That sealing stuff seems complicated, but I'll give it a try. Natsumi said. Well, you two must be going now. I have important matters to attend to. Hiruzen said and unsealed the room. In other words, you've been putting off your paperwork again. Naruto said. Shame on you, old man. Natsumi said. Damn kids. Hiruzen mumbled and they laughed, but Naruto whispered something in his ear, making his jaw drop. Let's go, Natsumi. Naruto said. What did you tell him? Natsumi asked. It's a secret. I need to get my sword from Sato. Naruto said. Let's go. I wanna laugh at you when you fail. Natsumi said. Just for that, you can walk there. Naruto said and vanished. Cheater. Natsumi yelled and jumped out of the window as Hiruzen's secretary came into the room. Lord Hokage, I have those files from the civilian council for you. She said and pushed in 2 carts stacked with papers then left. Phew. Hiruzen yelled and glared at the picture of Minato and Tobirama, who seemed to be smirking at him. You bastards knew about this and didn't tell me. Hiruzen yelled and created some shadow clones. Higurashi Ninja shop. Took you long enough. Naruto said. You cheated. Natsumi said as they entered the shop. Yo. Old man Sato. I'm here for my sword and my order. Naruto said. I'm her too. Natsumi said. Well, if it isn't my favorite customers. Sato said as he came from the back carrying a scroll. Check it out. We graduated. Natsumi said. I see. Congrats to the both of you. Now, Naruto. There were a little bit of adjustments I had to make to your order. Sato said. What was that? Naruto asked. Nothing bad. It's actually better for you and I don't have to charge you extra. The guy I usually get my materials from didn't have as much steel as I needed for you kunai and shuriken, so I had to make them out of carbon fiber instead of steel. Sato said. What's the difference? Natsumi asked. Carbon fiber is 5 times stronger than steel, twice as stiff, lighter and more resistant to heat, just in case you want to channel fire chakra through it. However, this is a rare kind of carbon fiber, since it's also able to handle chakra a lot better than chakra metal, so these will last a lot longer. Sato said and handed one to Naruto. Whoa. It really is lighter. Naruto said and handed it Natsumi. Wow. It is. Natsumi said. I believe you wanted to try the sword. Sato said. You're right. Naruto said and they walked to the sword. This is the sword. It doesn't look like much. Natsumi said. Well, here goes nothing. Naruto said and tried pulling out the sword, but it wouldn't move. Oh well. Looks like you can't have it. Natsumi said and laughed. I was just kidding. Naruto said and removed the sword easily. What? How? Natsumi asked. There's something on the sword that pricked my hand and took some blood. Must be a blood seal on the sword that was set to activate when me or you touched the sword. Naruto said. She knows. Sato asked. Just found out. Naruto said as he was checking out his sword. That's right. Natsumi said. I see. Now, I have the scabbard for your chikudo in the back. Sato said and went to the back. What's a chikudo? Natsumi asked. That's the kind of sword this is. Naruto said. I knew that. Natsumi said. Sure you did. Naruto said. Whatever. Hey, maybe he can make you some of dad's kunai made from that same carbon stuff or whatever it's called. Natsumi said. That's a good idea. Look at you being all smart. Naruto said as they walked to the counter. I was supposed to be Kunoichi of the year, but somehow Sakura won. Natsumi said. Don't worry. I'm sure that doesn't matter in the real world. Naruto said. He's right. From what I've been told about this Sakura girl, she doesn't train at all. We had a similar problem back in my ninja days. We had a girl just like Sakura and she was killed on her first mission outside of the village. However, you'll be fine. Sato said and gave Naruto the scabbard for his sword. Who was the guy she was always going after? Natsumi asked. Take a wild guess. Sato said. Dad. Naruto and Natsumi said at the same time. That's correct. Sato said. Should have known. Naruto said. You two go on and enjoy your day. You deserve it. Sato said. Thanks. Naruto said and they left the shop. Well, I need to go celebrate with the Ichirikas. Natsumi said. I need to get home and pack. Naruto said. Pack for what? Natsumi asked. Now that I'm a ninja and technically an adult, I can get my own place. I'll be in the same building, but a few doors down. Naruto said. What about this big sister of yours that I've never met? Natsumi asked. She knows and you've never met her because she's always out on missions. I'm sure you'll meet her eventually. One of them is a bit weird to say the least. Naruto said. She can't be that bad. Natsumi said. Yeah. If you say so. I'll see you tomorrow. Naruto said. Wait. Natsumi said. What is it? Naruto asked and she gave him a hug. I just want to say thank you for everything and keeping me safe. Natsumi said. No problem. Naruto said and left Kurenai's apartment. I'm back. Naruto said. Well, look who finally decided to show up. Anko said. What are you doing here? Naruto asked. What? I can't come and see my cute little brother. Anko asked. She hid the dango behind the 2 boxes on the top shelf concealed by a genjutsu. Naruto said. Thanks. Anko said and ran to the refrigerator. So, what are you doing today? Naruto asked. Got some people to interrogate. Hopefully I can use all my tools this time. Last 3 people gave up in 5 minutes. Anko said as she was stuffing her face with dango. Then instead of jumping into the whole crazy act, try off slow, then work your way up. Naruto said. Meh. Not my kind of thing. Anko said. Apparently. Naruto mumbled. So, how long has the academy been out? Anko asked. I don't know. Maybe an hour. Why? Gonna stalk Iruka? Naruto asked. It's not stalking. It's called surveillance. Anko said. Whatever. Naruto said. Hey, you graduated and got the headband, right? Anko asked. Yeah. Naruto said. Show me what's under the mask. Anko said. Fine. Underneath this mask is another mask. Naruto said and pulled his mask down to reveal another one. Are you kidding me? I've been attacking you for your whole life just to see another mask. Anko yelled. Well, not many people have seen me without the mask. Only my mom, the old man, Kurenai and Natsumi have seen me without it. Naruto said. But I'm your sister. I should see it too. Anko said and Naruto sighed. Fine. First, do you know who my father is? Naruto asked. No. Kurenai does, but she won't tell me. Anko said. Well, you're about to find out. Naruto said and removed his mask showing his real face. Holy shit. You're hot. I mean I know I'm your sister, but damn. I see why you wear the mask. Anko said. Don't tell anybody. Don't even give a hint that I'm cute. Naruto said. You're not cute. You're fucking hot. Anyway, I won't tell anybody. So, the 4th Hokage, huh? I'm guessing you know Natsumi is your sister. Anko said. How'd you know she was the 4th Hokage's daughter? Naruto asked. Please. A red girl with blue eyes, a heavy ramen addiction, a habit of screaming about becoming Hokage, a temper that scares adults and hair splitting into 9 pieces when she's angry. If that doesn't scream Kushina then I don't know what would. Anko said. Well, when you put it like that I guess it is kind of obvious. Naruto said. I can't wait to meet her and mess with her. Anko said. That is something I don't mind waiting for. Anyway, when will Kurenai get back? Naruto asked. She should be back by tonight. Why? Anko asked. Well, I'm moving out today. My apartment is down the hall and I wanted to let her know which one it is. Naruto said. That is right. Why are you moving out again? Anko asked. Other than the fact that I'm technically an adult. Well, Kurenai and Asuma don't know what a silencing seal is and I get tired of hearing you drunk crying over Iruka whenever he looks at another girl for 5 seconds. I just need my own space and I've seen you drunk passed out on the couch naked way too many times. Naruto said. I didn't see you complaining. Anko said. You threw kunai at my head. I didn't have time to complain. I was too busy trying to live. Naruto said. Sorry about that. Anko said. Why don't you stay at your own place anyway? Naruto asked. It gets lonely sometimes and I know Kurenai doesn't mind if I crash here. Anko said. What about you Gao? Naruto asked. No. Hey, it costs too damn much for me. Anko said. Well, maybe you should just ask Iruka out on a date. Naruto said. Why the hell would I do that? Anko asked. Because you love him. It's just as simple. Will you go out with me? Drop the crazy chick act for once and be a lady. Naruto said. What if he rejects me? Anko asked as she slumped into the couch. Then I'll buy you a year's supply of dango and red bean soup. Naruto said. Deal. Anko said and vanished. Next day. As of today, everyone in this classroom is now considered a ninja. What comes next will be far more difficult. You're only a genin 1st level ninja. All the genin would usually be grouped into 3-man squads, but since we have an odd number of students that graduated, one team will have 4 genin. Each squad will be led by a jounin. Any questions before I call out the teams? Iruka asked. Where's Mizuki-sensei? Sakura asked. Unfortunately, Mizuki will not be part of the academy anymore. He's being sent to a different division. Iruka said. More like prison. Why would he try to steal the forbidden scroll? Iruka thought. Well, someone's going to be in Sasuke's group. I wonder who. Ino said. I don't know. Sakura said and glared at Ino. The group? That'll only slow me down. Sasuke thought. Let's see. My ideal team would be me, Naruto and maybe Ino. I mean we all get along. As long as Sakura isn't on my team, I'll be fine I guess. Natsumi thought and missed the first 6 squads that were announced. Squad 7. Natsumi Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha and Naruto Uchiha. Haruka said. Damn it. Why is she on my team? She's useless. Natsumi thought. I won't be on Naruto's team. Hinata thought. Next, Squad 8. Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka and Shino Aburam. Haruka said. Woohoo. Oh yeah. I've got the best squad. Kiba said. Ugh. How did Sakura get in Sasuke's group? Ino asked. I don't get it. What do you see in a guy like that? He's not so special. Shikamaru said. You are so beyond clueless, Shikamaru. Don't you get it? Ino asked. Enough. Squad 10. Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara and Choji Akimichi. Those are all the squads. You have an hour to do as you want until your team Jonin shows up. Try to be back in 45 minutes. Haruka said and left. Hey Naruto. Wanna try some of my lunch my mom prepared for me? Ino asked. The day's the day I see what he's hiding under that mask. Ino thought. He's already gone. Natsumi said. When did he leave? Ino asked. As soon as our team was announced. Natsumi said. Damn it. He will show me what's under his mask. Ino said. Why do you want to see what's under his mask so badly? He's probably ugly. Sakura said. I can tell you right now that he's not ugly. Natsumi said. How do you know? Sakura asked. He showed me what he looks like underneath it. He looks better than Sasuke, that's for sure. Natsumi said. You take that back. Sakura yelled. Can you stop yelling? Your voice is annoying. Natsumi said. Your face is annoying. Sakura said. I look better than you? You big four-headed freak. Natsumi said. You take that back. Sakura yelled. Make me. Natsumi yelled. Sakura jumped at Natsumi with the intent to hit her, but she slipped off the desk and was headed towards Natsumi face first. Natsumi smirked and then used the substitution jutsu on an unsuspecting Kiba, causing everyone to gasp. Kiba was on the floor with Sakura on top of him and they were kissing. However, Kiba was in the better position if you asked him because of the placement of his hand which was on one of Sakura's breasts. Sakura got over her shock and screamed at the top of her lungs. Kiba you pervert. Sakura yelled and started to beat him up. Wow, Sakura. I didn't know you liked Kiba. Natsumi said. Shut up. Sakura yelled. Hokage office. Well, there goes Natsumi. She's always causing trouble. Hiruzen said. Looks like you've got your hands full, Kakashi. Luckily you have Naruto on your team to keep her calm. Asuma said. Is that the most promising student, Sasuke Uchiha? A Jonin asked. Yes. Hiruzen said. He's one of the 2 survivors from the Uchiha clan. Kurenai said. That's right. However, I don't believe he's the most promising student in the class. Hiruzen said. What makes you say that? He's naturally gifted and is the rookie of the year. A Jonin said. That may be true, but there's another in that class who could have easily taken that title if he actually showed up to class. Hiruzen said. Naruto. Kurenai said. The half-breed. A Jonin asked. She's telling the truth. He trains non-stop and the only time he's not training is when he wants to take a break for a few days. Asuma said. I'm guessing the days he wasn't training were the days he decided to go to the academy. A Jonin said. That is correct. However, he was always late to class. Kurenai said. Why was he late? Asuma asked. He claimed to be walking, but the Inuzuka dogs would be trying to kill Black Cat, so then he'd always have to take the long way around. Kurenai said and everyone looked at Kakashi. What? It sounds like a reasonable excuse to me. Kakashi said. Of course it does. Kurenai mumbled. You all have your teams. It's time to go and meet them. You have until tomorrow to test them and report back to me. Hiruzen said and all the Jonin vanished. Ninja Academy. So, what do you think of my team, Ino? Natsumi asked. I wish I was on your team instead of Sakura. At least she has another girl to talk to. I'm stuck with Lazy Bones and the Bottomless Pit. Ino said. I highly doubt Sakura and I would talk. If we do, it'll probably be an argument. Natsumi said. Well, hopefully we can get this day over with and go shopping. Ino said. Shopping for what? I'm already stocked up on ninja supplies. Natsumi said. For cute dresses and stuff. Sure we're ninja, but we have time off. I'm sure we'll get to go out and have fun. Ino said. I guess you're right. Hey, Hinata, do you want to come with us? I'm sure you can find something to impress Naruto. Natsumi said and Hinata blushed. I don't know what you mean. Hinata said and started to poke her fingers together. Why would any girl want to date him? He's just a half-breed. Kiba said. A half-breed that constantly kicked all of your asses without even trying during a spat. Oh and I also don't lick dog ass. Naruto said. When did you get back? Natsumi asked. 5 minutes ago. Naruto said. Where'd you go? Ino asked. To place an order. I only came back because I thought our Jonin instructor would be here by now. Naruto said and stood up. Now where are you going? Natsumi asked. To talk to my mom. Naruto said. Oh. Natsumi said. You shouldn't leave. Our sensei could be here any minute. Sakura said. I'm sure my reputation has already gotten around. Whoever it is should expect me to be late. Naruto said and left. Natsumi, how long has it been since his mom died? Ino asked. She died right before the Uchiha massacre. Naruto only survived because he isolated himself from everybody. Natsumi said. How'd she die? Ino asked. From what I know, she had a disease that none of our doctors could cure. All they figured out was that it wasn't contagious. She died right in his arms. Natsumi said. That's so sad. I don't know what I'd do if I lost any of my parents. Ino said, and then the door opened as two people came in the room. Who are you two? Natsumi asked. I'm Kurenai Yuhi. Teammate, come with me. Kurenai said. Wow. Our Jonin instructor is such a babe. Kiba said as they were walking out the door. I'll have to beat that pervertedness out of him. Kurenai thought. I'll see you later, Asuma. Kurenai said. Yeah. I'm Asuma Saratobi. Team 10, come with me. Asuma said. Finally. I'll see you later, Natsumi. Ino said as they left the room. Now, where's our Jonin sensei? Natsumi asked. 3 hours later. He's late. Natsumi said. Natsumi, just sit down. Sakura said. I don't want to. How come our teacher's the only one that's late? Natsumi asked. You aren't this upset when Naruto's late. Sakura said. Well, of course not. He's known for being late, but our Jonin instructor should have been here. Natsumi said and grabbed an eraser before propping it up in the door. Hey. What are you doing? Sakura asked. That's what he gets for coming late. Natsumi said. You're asking for trouble. You know you shouldn't do that. Sakura said. Blah blah blah. You're not my mother. Natsumi said. Our teacher is a Jonin. An elite ninja. You think he's going to fall for that? Sasuke asked. Sasuke's right. You're so clueless, Natsumi. Sakura said. Somebody came to the door, making them stare at it and wait with anticipation to see who it was. A head of silver hair poked its way into the door and was hit upside the head with the eraser, causing each of them to have different reactions. I got him. He fell for it. Natsumi said and started to laugh at him. I'm sorry, sensei. I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. I'd never do anything like that. Sakura said. He actually fell for that cheap trick. Is this guy really a Jonin? Sasuke thought. How can I put this? My first impression of this group, you are a bunch of idiots. I'm Kakashi Haddock, your Jonin instructor. Meet me on the roof in 2 minutes. Kakashi said. What about Naruto? He's not here yet. Sakura said. He's on the roof already. Kakashi said. Rooftop, alright. Introduce yourselves one at a time. Kakashi said. Introduce ourselves. What are we supposed to say? Sakura asked. Things you like. Things you hate. Dreams for the future. Your hobbies. Things like that. Kakashi said. How about you go first? We already know each other, but we don't know you. Natsumi said. Me? I'm Kakashi Haddock. Things I like and things I hate. Don't feel like telling you that. My dreams for the future. Never really thought about it. I have lots of hobbies. Kakashi said. All he really told us was his name. Sakura said. Okay. Your turn. You on the right. You're first. Kakashi said. I'm Natsumi Uzumaki. What I like is my brother, Raymond, training, my red hair and pranking people. My dislikes are perverts, rapists, heads, douchebags, Kiba, people who call me tomato, and people who can't tell the difference between water and the cup it's in. My hobbies are pranking and training. My dream for the future is to become Hokage. Natsumi said. She's different from what I expected. Kakashi thought. Next. Kakashi said. I'm Sakura Haruno. What I like you mean the person I like is Sumi hobby is Sumi dream for the future is. Sakura said and let out a squeal. What do you hate? Kakashi asked. Natsumi. Sakura yelled. Kiss my ass, Pinky. Natsumi yelled. Girls her age are more interested in boys than ninja training. Kakashi thought. Alright, next up. Kakashi said. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I hate a lot of things and I don't particularly like anything. What I have is not a dream because I will make it a reality. I'm going to restore my clan and destroy a certain someone. Sasuke said. Sheesh. Lighten up a bit. Natsumi thought. Sasuke is so hot. Sakura thought. Just as I thought. Kakashi thought. Alright. Last one. Kakashi said. My name is Naruto Uchiha. My likes, I have a few of them. Dislikes, well everything I dislike is dead, except for a certain root problem and tyrants. My dream for the future. I guess get married and start a family. Naruto said. So, you want to restore the Uchiha clan as well? Kakashi said. I just said everything I dislike is dead. Why would I want to restore that clan? My family may have the Sharingan, but we won't be associated with the Uchiha clan. I plan on taking my father's name soon and dropping the Uchiha name for good. Naruto said. What did you say, you pathetic half-breed? Sasuke asked. You heard me. Why should I care about the Uchiha clan when they didn't give a damn about me? Isolating me and my mother just because she was a part of the clan's fetish for keeping it in the family. The only other clan that is okay with incest is the Hyuga clan. Naruto said, and Sasuke tried to attack him, but Naruto countered and pinned him to the ground. Let go of me. Nobody will disrespect the Uchiha clan as long as I'm around. Sasuke said. Look at you. Weak and pathetic. The so-called prodigy of the Uchiha clan. A name that was given to you by ninja and civilians who kiss your ass to feed your ego. You're nothing compared to me, and don't forget it. Look at you, squirming underneath my foot. Pathetic. You're lucky Mikoto is your mother, or I would have killed you and sent you to live with the rest of that pathetic clan. This is your only warning. Naruto said and released Sasuke. What the hell was that? He's never acted like this before. Natsumi thought. How dare he touch Sasuke like that? Sakura thought. Maybe it was a bad idea putting them on the same team. Kakashi thought. Alright. Well, each of you are unique and have your own ideas. We'll have our first mission tomorrow. Kakashi said. What kind of mission? Natsumi asked. It's a task that the 5 of us will do together. Kakashi said. What is it? Natsumi asked. A survival exercise. Kakashi said. Huh? Survival exercise? Natsumi asked. I thought we were supposed to have a real mission, not more practice. We already did this stuff in the academy. Sakura said. You and Ino both failed that part of the academy. Natsumi said. Shut up. Sakura yelled. Bite me. Natsumi yelled and they glared at each other. This is not like your previous training. Kakashi said. Then what kind of training is it? Natsumi asked. If I tell you, then you're not going to like it. Kakashi said. Tell us. Natsumi said. Fine. Usually out of the 27 graduates, but this year it's 28. Usually only 9 will be accepted as a genin, however thanks to the odd number of graduates this year, it'll be 10 that will be accepted as a genin. The other 18 will be weeded out and sent back to the academy. This is a make or break it pass-fail test, and the chance that you'll fail is nearly 70%. See? Didn't I tell you that you wouldn't like it? Kakashi asked. That's complete bullshit. What the hell was the point of us graduating? Natsumi asked. Sheesh. The mouth of this girl. Kakashi thought. That was just to select candidates who may or may not become genin. That's how it is. I decide whether you pass or fail. Meet me at training ground 7 at 5 AM and bring your ninja gear. Kakashi said. Well, I'm not gonna fail this test. My mom and dad would be so disappointed in me. Dad and I have to become Hokage. Natsumi thought. If I fail, I'll be separated from Sasuke. This is a trial of love. Sakura thought. That's it. You're dismissed. Oh, and don't eat breakfast or else you'll puke. Kakashi said and went up in smoke. Hey Sasuke. Maybe we should train together. Sakura said and Sasuke just walked away. Want to train with us, Sakura? Natsumi asked. If you're gonna be there then no. Sasuke, wait up. Sakura said and ran off. Stupid fangirl. Ready to train? Natsumi asked. Sure. Naruto said. Oh, and I've got this kick-ass secret technique that boosts my speed and power. I've got to show you. Natsumi said. Let's go then. Naruto said and grabbed her shoulder then vanished. I do not own Naruto or any of its characters. After training all night, Naruto and Natsumi arrived at training ground 7 ready for their test. Natsumi showed Naruto her secret technique and he was a bit worried, but she showed him that she could handle it with no problem. They arrived at 7:30 since Naruto explained to her that he found out Kakashi was always 3 hours late like him, so they agreed to show up at 7:30 after eating breakfast. Sakura tried yelling at them, but they both ignored her and sat down. Sasuke glared at Naruto, but he wasn't even paying attention to Sasuke since he was reading the sealing book left by his father. 30 minutes later, Kakashi finally arrived. Morning, everyone. Ready for your first day? Kakashi asked. You're late. Sakura yelled. Well, a black cat crossed my path, so I had to take the long way. Kakashi said. Does this cat have a scar over its left eye and 2 different colored eyes? Naruto asked. In fact it does. Kakashi said and Natsumi just looked at him. See? I was telling the truth. That's the cat the Inuzuka dogs keep trying to kill. Naruto said and put his book away. I've heard about you. Nice mask. Kakashi said. Thanks. Naruto said. What the hell is going on? Natsumi asked. Never mind that. Let's get started. Kakashi said and set a clock on a stump. What's the clock for? Sakura asked. It's set for noon. Your assignment is very simple. You just have to take these bells from me. That's all there is to it. If you can't get them by noon, you go without lunch. You'll be tied to those posts and you'll watch while I eat my lunch in front of you. Kakashi said. So that's why. Sasuke thought. He told us not to eat breakfast to make it harder on us. Sakura thought and then realized something. Wait a minute. There's 4 of us and only 3 bells. How come you have an odd number of bells? Sakura asked. Well, that way, at least one of you will end up tied to a post and ultimately disqualified for failing to complete the mission. That one will go back to the academy. Then again, all 4 of you could flunk out as well. You can use any weapon, including shuriken. If you're not prepared to kill me, you won't be able to take the bells. Kakashi said. Those weapons are too dangerous, sensei. Sakura said. Yeah. You couldn't even dodge that eraser. Natsumi said and laughed at him. The loudest ones are usually the weakest of the bunch. Kakashi said. Well, it's a good thing Sakura is the loudest person in the village. Natsumi said. Sheesh. She looks like her mother and acts just like her. However, Natsumi is a bit more brash than Lady Kushina. Kakashi thought. When I say start, you can begin. Kakashi said, and Natsumi was about to charge at him with a kunai, but she was stopped as Kakashi twisted her arm and had her holding her own kunai at her neck. He's so fast. I didn't even see it. Sakura thought. So this is a jonin. Sasuke thought. He was holding back. Naruto thought. Don't be in such a hurry. I didn't say start yet, but it's good that you came at me with the full intention of destroying me, so how can I say this? I'm actually starting to like you guys. Get ready start. Kakashi said, and they jumped into the forest except for Naruto, who used a shunshin. Ninjas must know how to conceal their movements and hide effectively. Kakashi said and then turned around to see Natsumi. You and me. Right now. Fair and square, Cyclops. Natsumi said. You know, compared to the others, you're a little bit weird. Kakashi said. It just means I stand out more. Being weird is a compliment. Natsumi said, and Kakashi pulled out a book. Shinobi Battle Techniques, Lesson 1. Taijutsu. Kakashi said. Natsumi ran at Kakashi and threw a wild punch, but Kakashi easily caught it. She sent a kick to his head, but he just squatted down, and she missed. She went for a punch to his face, but he just disappeared. Don't let your enemy get behind you all the time. Kakashi said and tried the Hidden Leaf Village secret jutsu. 1,000 years of death, but his hands went straight through Natsumi. A clone. Sakura thought. All of a sudden, multiple Natsumi shadow clones came out of the river and ran at Kakashi. Then Kakashi was grabbed from behind by Natsumi, and all of them jumped to Kakashi holding him down, while one of them went for a knockout punch, but Kakashi substituted with a log and escaped. A good tactic, but you're going to have to try harder if you want these bells. Kakashi said, and then he was struck with some shuriken, but turned into a log. He's gone again. Probably fighting Sasuke. Natsumi said, and then they heard Sakura scream. Looks like that's one down. Naruto said. Are you sure this will work? Natsumi asked. Of course. I did some digging around last night and he's the last remaining student from our dad's genin team. It's not a coincidence that the 2 of us were put on the same team with him as our squad leader. That doesn't mean he'll go easy on us though. We still need to get the bells. Naruto said. How? He's too strong for us to take him on single-handedly. Natsumi said. That's why we're going to take him on together. Me and you by ourselves should be enough to get the bells from him. The answer to this test is teamwork. He's trying to put us against each other to get a bell, but the true purpose is to work together. Naruto said. Wow. That son of a bitch was tricking us. Natsumi said. I should really talk to the people in your building about how they talk around you. Naruto said. What? I didn't do anything wrong. They've expanded my vocabulary. Natsumi said. Right. That's what you call it. Anyway, are you ready? He's on his way back and I can tell the other 2 are knocked out. Naruto said. Yeah, I'm ready. Natsumi said as Kakashi came back with Sakura and Sasuke unconscious under his arms. So, are the 2 of you going to even try? Kakashi asked. Sure. It's not like you weren't expecting this. You know exactly who we are. Naruto said. I hope you're ready, Cyclops. Natsumi said. Alright. I'll entertain the 2 of you for now. Kakashi said as he tied Sasuke and Sakura to a post. I see you're taking us seriously. Natsumi said as she cracked her knuckles. Not in the slightest. Kakashi said. Your funeral. Natsumi said. Don't worry, Kakashi. I'm sure you'll put that book up quicker than you think. Naruto said, and unknown to them except Naruto, the other Jonin sensei plus Hiruzen came to see this test. He doesn't seem so tough. Looks like a lonely old pervert if you ask me. Natsumi said. He's just an obstacle in our way. Nothing more. Nothing less. Naruto said. Well, those were a bit of hurtful words. Kakashi said and then blocked a punch from both of them. They're fast. However, Naruto seems to have something holding back his true speed. Kakashi thought. Let's teach him a lesson, Naruto. Natsumi said and her eyes turned red as she drew out some of the Nine Tails chakra. Yeah. Naruto said as he activated his Sharingan and deactivated his resistance seals. Oh shit. Kakashi thought. Before Kakashi could make a move, Naruto and Natsumi threw a few punches at him, but he was able to block some of them until he was overwhelmed and kicked away by Naruto. He put his book away and lifted his headband revealing a Sharingan. He was a bit embarrassed having to use it, but he was going up against Natsumi, who was using the Nine Tails chakra a bit, and Naruto who had a fully matured Sharingan, so he didn't want to take any chances. Kakashi looked up and saw them coming towards him with a flying kick, but knocked both of them away. Naruto pulled out a kunai and challenged Kakashi himself for a bit as Natsumi was kicked away. Kakashi and Naruto traded a few punches to the shock of all the spectators, except for Hiruzen, who knew Naruto had experience from fighting off Danzo's root Anbu for the past 6 years. Naruto managed to get a few good hits on Kakashi before he was kicked away. Natsumi came in and started using her fighting style, which was a mixture between brawling and Wing Chun. As they were fighting, Naruto was waiting for the right moment to help Natsumi out and it came so he threw a kunai at Kakashi who knocked it away, but gave Natsumi just enough of an opening to attack. He faked a right hook that Kakashi's Sharingan followed and then hit him with an open left-hand strike to the face. Kakashi jumped back as Naruto appeared a few feet behind her and looked at them. These two have tremendous teamwork and they're not even communicating. Kakashi thought. Here we go, Natsumi. Naruto said as he unsealed a Fuma Shuriken. Let's go. Natsumi said. Naruto threw the Fuma Shuriken that he secretly attached ninja wire to and then it turned into 2 of them, but they went right past Kakashi. Naruto pulled in the ninja wire and then Kakashi was in the middle of a storm of Fuma Shuriken. While Kakashi was trying to find a way to escape, Naruto channeled lightning chakra through the chakra strings and basically trapped Kakashi inside of the storm of Fuma Shuriken. That's a good combination, Naruto. The two of you have good teamwork. Natsumi, I hope you know what you're doing with that chakra. Kakashi said as he appeared from underneath the ground behind them. If I didn't know what I was doing I wouldn't be using it. Natsumi said and smirked. Kakashi heard a crack, then looked at the ground and barely managed to jump out of the way from a Fuma Shuriken that went up into the air. The shuriken turned into Natsumi who threw another shuriken at Kakashi, but that shuriken turned into Naruto. Kakashi quickly wrapped Naruto in some ninja wire, but to his and everyone else's shock, Naruto switched places with him. Nobody noticed Naruto activating his Manjikyu Sharingan, and without the use of his chakra, Kakashi had no choice but to take on the full force of Natsumi's punch that sent him crashing into a tree. What was that? Natsumi asked as she released the Nine Tails chakra, a secret technique. Naruto said and deactivated his Sharingan, but then the timer went off. Damn it. We didn't get the bells. Natsumi said. Yes we did. Naruto said as he held up the 3 bells and gave one to Natsumi. How did you get them? Natsumi asked. When I switched places with him. Naruto said. Very good you two. You are the first team to get the bells. Now, since there are only 3 bells, who gets the last one? Kakashi asked and they threw the bells to their unconscious teammates. They can have them. Sakura would yell her heart out if she failed, which would cause the Inuzuka dogs to lose their minds, and Sasuke would bitch and complain to the council like he always does when something doesn't go his way. Naruto said. Yeah. We know the old man doesn't want to deal with his bullshit. Natsumi said and Kakashi sweat dropped. Who taught her to speak like that? Kakashi thought. Well, Team 7 passes. I'll go and let the Hokage know that you passed. Kakashi said. He already knows. Naruto said and pointed to the onlookers. When did they get here? Natsumi asked. Right before we started to fight. Naruto said. Well, you two are certainly a good team. Hiruzen said. Did you expect anything less? Natsumi asked. Well, how did they do, Kakashi? Hiruzen asked. Honestly, I don't see how Sakura passed. Sasuke is good for age, but relies too much on himself, and I don't need to say anything about these two. Kakashi said. Then it looks like Team 7, 8 and 10 pass. Hiruzen said. What about the ones that failed? Natsumi asked. They're going into the reserves unless they no longer want to be a ninja. Hiruzen said. I did it. I'm a ninja. Natsumi said and started jumping around. However, I'd like to make a recommendation. Kakashi said. What would that be? Hiruzen asked. I'd like to recommend Naruto for a promotion to Special Genin. Kakashi said. What makes you say that? Asuma asked. Yeah. It's been quite some time since we've had a Special Genin. Hiruzen said. What's a Special Genin? Natsumi asked. It's for a new Genin that has the skills of a Chunin, but needs the field experience to get promoted to Chunin. Hiruzen said. Does that mean I don't have to do those stupid D rank missions? Naruto asked. Yes. You'll mainly do C rank and B rank missions. Hiruzen said. I'll take it. Naruto said. Wait. We were supposed to become Chunin together. We can't do that if you get a head start. Natsumi said. Don't worry. I won't take the promotion unless you're involved. Naruto said. The only way for that to happen is if she takes the Chunin exams in 6 months. Hiruzen said. Then that's when I'm taking my promotion. Naruto said. Congratulations, Naruto. The only person to get promoted this fast was the 4th Hokage. Hiruzen said. Hey. Why am I tied to a post? Sakura asked. You got your ass handed to you. Natsumi said. Shut up. Stupid tomato. Sakura yelled. The fuck did you just call me? Natsumi yelled and her hair split into 9 pieces as she walked toward Sakura. Aren't you going to stop her? Kurenai asked. Why me? Naruto asked. Because you're the only person in the village who can stop her. Kurenai said. That doesn't mean I have to do it all the time. Naruto said. Naruto, I'd rather not have a dead genin in less than a week of having a team. Just calm her down. Kakashi said. Fine. Natsumi, how about some celebratory ramen at Ichiraku's? Naruto asked. Deal. Natsumi yelled and grabbed Naruto before running off, leaving a cloud of dust. Seriously? That's all it takes? Asuma asked. No. They have this little competition going on and I believe they're tied at 35 wins each. This is going to be another challenge of theirs. Kurenai said. My money is on Natsumi. She's the defending queen of gluttony. Asuma said. That's a thing. Kakashi asked. Oh yes. Their competitions brings the Ichirakus a ton of money. Hiruzen said. How do you know about that? Asuma asked. I may or may not have placed a few bets there myself. Hiruzen said. Shame on you, old man. Naruto said. What are you doing here? I thought you left. Kurenai said. I'm a shadow clone. The boss wants to know if he's still part of Team 7. Clone Naruto said. Yes. He's still part of Team 7. Hiruzen said. Thanks, old man. The clone said. Went up in smoke. Kakashi, free your remaining students and then I'll see you all for your first missions. Hiruzen said and left with his Anbu. 2 months later, Naruto was returning from another C-rank mission and it was the 12th C-rank mission he's been on in the past 2 months. Bandit eliminations and escort missions were all he went on, but he was thankful he didn't have to do any D-rank missions. He was quickly becoming a favorite to have on missions since he knew to relax and not be so serious all the time, which was good for his teammates. Even by the mask and the way he carried himself, a lot of people thought he was like Kakashi or arrogant like Sasuke, but he was different. Yo, Naruto. Do you mind giving the mission report? I need to get back to gate duty with Izumo. Kitetsu said. Sure. I'll see you later. Naruto said and vanished. Mission office. Yo. I'm back, old man. Naruto said as he entered the office. Naruto, don't you know how to knock? Kurenai asked as she was in the room getting a mission for Team 8. Only on you and Anko's door. Mission complete, old man. Naruto said. Hi, and Naruto. Hinata meekly said from behind Shino. Oh hey Shino. How do you make your voice sound like that? Naruto asked and everyone sweat dropped. He can't be serious. Kurenai thought. Hello Naruto. However, that was not me. It was Hinata who said that. Shino said. Who's Hinata? Naruto asked. She's in our class, idiot. Kiba said. I went to class 10 times a month and sometimes I was asleep. If she didn't talk to me, then I would know her. Anyway, mission complete, old man. Naruto said. Hey. Show some respect to the Hokage. Kiba said. Shut up. Stupid mutt. Naruto said. Kurenai, you have your missions for the day. You're dismissed. Hiruzen said. Thank you. Come on, teammate. After these 2 missions, we have training. Kurenai said and they left. How did the mission go, Naruto? Hiruzen asked. Not bad. We cleared out the bandits with no problem. Kitetsu went back to his gate duty. Naruto said. I see. Since it's still early, how would you like a B-rank delivery mission? Hiruzen asked. Why is a delivery mission listed as a B-rank mission? Naruto asked. Because this goes straight to the Kazekage. Typically I would send a 2-man team of Chunin, but you're as strong as 2 Chunin combined from what I've heard from your missions and your test against Kakashi. Hiruzen said. I guess you're right. What's so important about this document? Naruto asked. It's an invitation for the Chunin exams that start in a few months. I've already sent letters to the other villages, but Suna. This shouldn't take you any longer than a week to accomplish. Hiruzen said. You got it. Naruto said and pulled out a book. A new book. Which one is it this time? Hiruzen asked. It's on how to create a jutsu. I want my own signature jutsu for myself. Naruto said. I see. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Hiruzen said. I'll see you later. Remember, keep that seat warm for Natsumi. Naruto said and vanished. It's hard to forget. Hiruzen said. Those 2 will be the future of the village and the leaders of the next generation to come. Hiruzen thought. Naruto. As Naruto was walking through the Konoha forest on his way to Suna, he was reading his book intently and was already thinking of a jutsu to create for himself. He wanted it to be a fire-type jutsu, but he had to work on his fire manipulation first. He kept his sensory ability on high as he didn't want to get ambushed, and then out of the corner of his eye, he saw a puff of smoke. Being curious, he took a detour to see what it was and was shocked to say the least. He was looking at what appeared to be a wounded dragon that came up to his waist. He used what medical knowledge he had and healed the dragon. There you go. Naruto said. Thanks. Who are you? The bird asked. You're a summoning creature. Naruto said. Exactly. The dragon said. Well, the name is Naruto Uchiha. What happened to you? Naruto asked. Nice to meet you Naruto. I'm Comet. To answer your question, I was injured by a snake on my way to find a summoner for the dragon contract since our last summoner died a few years ago. Manda started a war many years ago with some of the summoning creatures. Comet said. Who's Manda? Naruto asked. He's the boss summons of the Snake Clan. He started a war between the dragons, toads, snakes, slugs over 20 years ago. The toads, dragons and slugs are allied, but Manda ruined the reputation of the snake clan and is currently trying to get rid of us. We've lost some good dragons due to this war and we want to stop it. Comet said. The snakes sound like they are very powerful. Naruto said. They are, but their strength isn't what makes this difficult. A dragon and toad could easily defeat a snake, but they have the ability to sneak around undetected and that's how they've been killing us off. Comet said. I see. If you're in the middle of a war, why come look for a summoner then? Naruto asked. Lady Catalina is the summoning boss for the dragons and he thought we'd be stronger if we had a summoner. Comet said. This Manda must be an idiot to start a war with 3 different summoning clans. Anyway, I'm kind of on a mission and need to get going. Naruto said. You're a ninja? The Comet asked. Yeah. I'm from Konoha. Naruto said and pointed at his headband. Do you want to be the new dragon summoner? We could use a good ally like you. Comet said and then a puff of smoke went off revealing a dragon the size of the tree surrounding them. Comet, what are you doing? The dragon asked and it was a feminine voice. My apologies, Lady Catalina. I was doing my mission to locate our new summoner and then I was attacked by a snake. I was going to heal up and return, but this ninja healed me. Comet said. Is this true, ninja? Catalina asked. Yes. Naruto Uchiha, pleasure to meet you. Naruto said and bowed. Naruto. Tell me, what is your mother's name? Catalina asked. Sayori Uchiha. Why? Naruto asked. It is an honor to finally meet her hatchling. I am Catalina. I was your mother's personal summons and now I am the boss summons of the dragon clan. Had I known you were still alive, I would have come to you sooner. Catalina said. My mom never mentioned she had a summoning contract. Naruto said. I see, but it is true. She was the very first summoner of this specific contract. Harper said. Can he be our summoner? Comet asked. I have no problems with that. Allying with Konoha again will be good for us. Catalina said and then a summoning scroll appeared at his feet. Not to be rude, but I'm in the middle of a mission right now. What should I do? Naruto asked. Prick your finger and sign them in blood. You'll need to make a handprint as well underneath your name. Comet will be your personal summons, but he's due to start training so he won't be available for some time. Catalina said. Awesome. Comet said. There. Now what? Naruto asked. Now, you can continue with your mission. If you are traveling a long distance, summon one of us. We have some dragons that are mainly transportation summoning creatures. Catalina said and went up in smoke with Comet. Well, I guess I won't have to walk to Suna. Naruto said and went through hand signs. Summoning jutsu. Greetings, Naruto. I am Dash. How may I be of service? Dash asked. He was a falcon the size of a house. Can you take me to Suna? Naruto asked. Of course. Just hold on. I am one of the fastest of the dragon clan. Dash said as Naruto hopped on. Alright. I'm ready. Naruto said and Dash flew off like he was shot out of a cannon. Suna. The gate guards at Suna were relaxing as the sun was shining right on top of them. They weren't expecting anybody today, so imagine their surprise when a huge dust cloud was coming straight towards them. They went on guard and readied themselves for an attack. They were shocked to see a huge dragon stop and then a person jump off. Halt. State your name and business for visiting Suna. A guard said. Oh right. I'm Naruto Uchiha and I'm here to deliver a message to the Kazekage directly from our Hokage. Naruto said. You're a bit early. We weren't expecting you for a few more days. The guard said. I caught a ride. Naruto said and pointed at Dash. I shall return to the summoning world, Naruto. Dash said and went up in smoke. Very well. You may enter. The guard said. Thanks. Naruto said and walked into the village. You saw the dragon, right? One of the guards asked. Yeah. The other guard said. As he was walking around, Naruto noticed people would stare at him and figured it was because he wasn't from around here. He was looking around and noticed a few shops that sold ninja gear and decided he'd look into them after he delivered his message to the Kazekage. As he was walking, he noticed somebody was following him, but he ignored it for now and decided to deal with it later. He reached the cage tower and went up to the secretary. Excuse me? Naruto said. Yes. How may I help you? She asked. I'm here from Konoha to deliver a message to the Kazekage. Naruto said. You're a few days early, but he's available. Right this way. The secretary said and led him to a door before knocking. Enter. A male voice said. Lord Kazekage, the Konoha messenger has arrived. She said. He's early. The Kazekage said. I had a ride. Naruto said. Very well. What is it the Hokage has for me? The Kazekage asked. It's an invitation to the Chunin exams in a few months. Naruto said and gave him the scroll. I see. Very well. You will see me there. Now, you should seek shelter as we are expecting a sandstorm soon. After that you must leave. The Kazekage said as he wrote a response and gave Naruto the scroll. Sure. Naruto said and bowed before leaving. Naruto, where should I go now? Naruto asked himself. He was walking around the village and once again he was being followed. He was walking around not paying attention and knocked somebody to the ground. Hey. Watch where you're going. A girl said. Sorry about that. Naruto said and helped her up. Yeah, you better be. The girl said. You don't have to be such a bitch about it. I apologized and helped you up. The least you could do is say thank you. Naruto said. Excuse me. Do you know who I am? The girl asked. No, and frankly I don't care. As far as I know, you're a spoiled girl with no manners. Naruto said. I am the daughter of the Kazekage. She said. So? Naruto asked. That's it? That's all you have to say? She asked bewildered. Yeah. I mean I'm not even from here. Is everybody rude like you? Naruto asked. I'm not rude. I'm basically royalty and I've kinda grown accustomed to people treating me like that. My name is Temari. Temari said. Naruto Uchiha. Naruto said. What's a Konoha Chunin doing here? Temari asked. I'm not a Chunin. I'm an elite genin and I had to give your father a letter for the Chunin exams in a few months. Naruto said. An elite genin? What's that? Temari asked. It's a new genin that has the skills of a Chunin but needs the field experience to get promoted to Chunin. Naruto said. Wow. So, will you be taking the Chunin exams? Temari asked. Yeah, I'm still taking them. Naruto said. Isn't that cheating? Temari asked. Not really. I'm not a Chunin, I just have the strength to fight a Chunin. Naruto said. How old are you anyway? Temari asked. 13. You? Naruto asked. 14. Temari said. Are you a Chunin? Naruto asked. No. I wanted to be on a team with my brothers so I waited 2 years before I entered the academy. I'm the oldest. My brother Kankuro is your age and my brother Gaara is 12. Temari said. Cool. So, do you know where a hotel is? I need to find somewhere to stay for a couple days. Naruto said. You can stay at my place with me and my brothers. Temari said. We just met and you're already taking me home. Wow, this is so unexpected. You never even took me to dinner. Naruto said and Temari blushed. It's not like that. Temari said. I know. I'm just messing with you. Naruto said. And maybe I can show you around. Temari said. Get a hold of yourself, Temari. Temari thought. Like a date? Naruto asked. No. I mean yes. I mean no. Temari said. How about we agree that it's a date and in return, I'll take you out on a date if you're at the Chunin exams. Sounds fair. Naruto asked. Sure. Now, come on. Temari said and grabbed his hand. Wow. Holding my hand already. You move fast. Naruto said. Shut up. Temari said and blushed again. As they were walking through the village, everyone was staring at Temari because she was holding hands with a boy and she's never done that before. While Naruto was getting glared at by the boys, Temari was receiving some glares of her own from the girls who were watching Naruto once he stepped foot in the village. Temari stayed silent while Naruto was just looking around at everything until they came to a stop. Where are we? Naruto asked. It's a restaurant. They sell my favorite foods here. Temari said as they walked in. Lady Temari, welcome. Oh. Who is this? A boyfriend. The waitress teased and Temari blushed. No. He's a genin from Konoha. He was on a mission and we bumped into each other. I decided to show him around. Temari said. Then why are you still holding his hand? She asked. Because they're smooth as a baby's bottom. Naruto said. Charming. I'm Mei. Nice to meet you. Mei said. Naruto. Naruto said. So, would you like a private booth or something out in the open? Mei asked. Something out in the open. Temari said. Sorry, but we're filled up. Our open tables are reserved. What a shame. Looks like you'll have to eat in a private booth. Mei said and grinned at Temari who was glaring at her. That's fine with me. What's wrong with a private booth? Naruto asked. Follow me. Mei said and they followed her to the booth. Oh. Now I see why. Naruto said. The booth was a small table between a couch that was surrounded by a black curtain with candles on the table and a very expensive chandelier hanging over the table. The booth was in a separate room and you could see the sunset from the window. Now, what can I start you two off with to drink? Mei asked. I'll have some herbal tea. Temari said. Same. Naruto said. Sure thing. I'll be right back. Enjoy your date. Mei said and walked away. How are you going to eat with a mask on? Temari asked. You'd be amazed, but I'll take it off. It would be rude if I were to eat with it on during our date. Naruto said. Why do you wear it anyway? Temari asked. Well, my mom made me wear them when I was younger because of who my dad was and my father was supposed to be kept a secret until I was strong enough to defend myself. Also, I just got used to it, but I'll stop wearing it eventually. I also joke around with it. Naruto said. How? Temari asked. Take my sister Anko for instance. She asked me if I could show her what's under the mask and when I pulled the mask down, I showed her another mask. Naruto said and Temari laughed. You won't do that to me, would you? Temari asked. No. It would be rude to eat with this on while I'm on a date. Naruto said. Does anybody know what you look like under the mask? Temari asked. My mom, my sister Kurenai, Natsumi, Anko and the Hokage. You'll be the 5th person to see me without a mask. Naruto said. No way. You're not ugly are you? Temari asked. I'll be the most sought-after person in the village when I remove my mask. Naruto said. Well, then you better not disappoint me or you won't get that second date. Temari said. Well, prepare to be disappointed. I have buck teeth and humongous lips underneath this mask. Naruto said and they laughed. Seems like your date is going well. What can I get for you two to eat? Mei asked as she placed their drinks on the table. I'll have my usual. Temari said. I'll take some barbecue camel. Naruto said and they looked at him. Are you sure? Temari asked. Yeah. Why? Naruto asked. That dish is enough to feed 4 people. Mei said. I don't see the problem. Naruto said. Alright. 1 order of roasted chestnuts and vegetable soup for Temari and an order of barbecue camel for Naruto. Now, are you going to be rude and eat with your mask on? Mei asked. No. I'm going to take it off. Naruto said. Show me what's underneath the mask. Mei said. Okay. Underneath this mask is another mask. Pretty cool, right? Naruto asked as he showed Mei another mask and her eye twitched. What's under that mask? Mei asked. Another mask. Naruto said and Mei stormed away from them making Temari laugh. Okay. That's hilarious. Temari said. Thank you. I'm sure you see why I do it. Naruto said. I do. Temari said and drank some of her tea. So, tell me about yourself. Naruto said. Well, growing up as the daughter of the 4th Kazekage and the sister of Gaara, I had a hard time making friends as everyone was always intimidated by my family. I'm usually stoic, but you're making me be more outgoing I guess. I'm very blunt and I don't mind speaking my mind. I may be cruel, but I do value peace. Temari said. What about your mom? Naruto asked and Temari gained a sad look in her eyes. She died the day Gaara was born. They turned him into a monster while she was still pregnant with him. Temari said. They sealed the one-tailed beast inside of him before he was born. Naruto said. Yeah. How do you know? Temari asked. He's been following me around the village since I got here. Naruto said. Stay away from him. He'll kill you. Temari said. Don't worry. I can handle the one-tailed beast. Anyway, whose idea was it to do that? If you want to seal a tailed beast inside of a baby, the best time to do it is right after it's born. Naruto said. Well, that's not what they did. He's become a terror thanks to the harsh treatment and a cold-blooded killer. He can't even sleep or else Shukaku will instantly take over. Temari said. Sounds like a faulty seal. Naruto said. Our best seal masters placed the seal on him. Temari said. Can you show me the seal? Naruto asked and Temari pulled out book, then showed him the seal. This barely passes as a storage seal. Naruto said. How can you tell? Temari asked. I'm a level 5 seal master and I make my own storage seals. This thing sucks. Naruto said. Let's talk about something else. What do you do for fun in Konoha? Temari asked. I mainly train. If not then I'll sit up on the Hokage monument to relax and watch the sunset. I only hang out with my Natsumi and Ino, but they do girly things like shopping, so those are the only 2 things I really do. Naruto said. Maybe if you remember the second date I'll join you on one of your activities. Temari said and then Mei came back. Hello, lovebirds. Here's your food, Temari and here's your food, Naruto. Enjoy. Mei said and left. This looks so good. Naruto said. Alright. Stop drooling or you'll ruin the mask. Temari said. I'm wearing 2 of them. Naruto said. Whatever. Take them off like you promised. Temari said. Oh yeah. I forgot. Naruto said and took off his masks making Temari turn bright red. He's hot. He's easily the best looking boy I've seen. No wonder he keeps the mask on. Sorry ladies, but he's mine. Temari thought and never noticed she was drooling. Here. Let me help you with that. Naruto said and wiped her mouth for her. Huh? Temari asked. You were drooling. Naruto said and Temari came to reality. Sorry, but it's not my fault. You're freaking hot. Temari said. Thanks for the compliment. You're not too bad on the eyes yourself. Naruto said and she blushed. Thank you. Temari said and then a monkey appeared. What does the old man want now? Naruto asked. He needs you to head over to Wave. Team 7 ran into some trouble and their C rank mission was boosted to an A rank mission. The monkey said and gave him a scroll. Fine. It'll have to be in a few days. Suna is expecting a sandstorm in a few hours. The Kazekage gave me his reply. Take it back to him. Naruto said and gave the monkey a scroll. Sure thing. The monkey said and went up in smoke. A monkey? Temari asked. It's the Hokage's summons. Naruto said. You call the Hokage old man? Temari asked. Yup. I've always called him that. Naruto said. So, an A rank mission, huh? Temari asked. Yeah. I guess I have to go and save their asses. Naruto said. You said you're an Uchiha, so do you have the Sharingan? Temari asked. I don't know. You'll have to wait until the Chunin exams if you compete. Naruto said. I guess that's fair. How's your food? Tamari asked as she took a bite of hers. It was good. Naruto said. What do you mean by was? Tamari asked and then looked at his empty plate. I mean I ate it all. It was really good. Naruto said. How did you finish so quickly? Tamari asked. I'm used to eating a lot. I have a big appetite. Naruto said. I can tell. So, any specific place you want to visit? Tamari asked as she finished eating. That ninja store caught my attention. Maybe I can get some new jutsus while I'm there. Naruto said as he paid for the food and put his mask back on. Sure. I need to pick up my fan anyway. Tamari said. So you're a wind type user? Naruto said. Yeah. Are you a wind user? Tamari asked. Nope. Naruto said. Well, what kind do you use? Tamari asked. Can't tell you. If we fight during the Chunin exams, I don't want to give you any type of advantage. Naruto said as they left the restaurant. I hope you're not expecting much at this store. Everyone here is mainly a wind or earth type user. Unless you have an earth chakra nature, you won't find much here. Tamari said. I just want to look inside. I never said I was going to buy something. I said maybe I can get something. Naruto said. So, what was your father like? Tamari asked. I don't know. I've never met him. Naruto said. How come? Tamari asked. He died the night of the Nine Tails attack. I was only 2 months old when he died. Naruto said. Sorry. I'm sure that was a tough night for everyone. Tamari said. It was. People still aren't over it. Naruto said. I would imagine so. I mean, people here mainly attacked Gaara at first because of Shukaku's actions before Gaara even became a Jinchuriki. Tamari said. People fear what they do not understand. However, I'd like to talk to a tailed beast. Naruto said and Tamari stopped. Why the hell would you want to do that? They're monsters. Tamari said. I don't think so. It's like I said. People fear what they don't understand. Naruto said. Well, good luck doing that. Tamari said. I know. It's easier said than done. Naruto thought. Thanks. Naruto said. What about your mother? Is she still around? Tamari asked. No. She died when I was 7 years old from a disease that our doctors couldn't figure out. She took her last breath in my arms. Naruto said. Sorry for asking. I guess that's something we have in common. Well, not the dying in your arms part, but losing a mother at a young age. Tamari said. Yeah. I'm guessing it wasn't your father who raised you. Naruto said. What makes you say that? Tamari asked. Whenever you mentioned him, I could tell your demeanor changed a bit. Naruto said. You're right. He's the one who gave the order to turn Gaara into a Jinchuriki. After a while when Gaara was deemed unstable, he sent assassins after Gaara and all of them were killed. Gaara was still sane after all of that, but he completely changed after our father hired our uncle to physically and mentally hurt Gaara to test his control over Shukaku. People believe that Gaara killed him, but I don't believe that. Our uncle was the other person outside of me and Kankuro who Gaara loved. After that night, Gaara only started to care about only himself. Tamari said. Sounds like your father is ahead. No offense. Naruto said. None taken. As for your statement that our father didn't raise us, it's true. We were left in the hands of caretakers after our mother died. He's always in the office or out doing something. We have a huge house for just the 3 of us. Our caretakers left when Gaara became even more unstable. Tamari said. That sucks. I mean basically raising yourself and your brothers doesn't sound easy. Naruto said. It's not. I mean before you bumped into me, I never really talked to anybody except my brothers and the council members. Tamari said. Well, you can talk to me. Naruto said. You're only in the village for a few days until you have to leave. I guess I'll make it last. Tamari said. Don't worry. You'll hear from me again. Naruto said and they entered the shop. I'm gonna go get my fan. You can look around to see if you find anything you want. Tamari said. When Tamari walked away, Naruto looked around for anything he liked and noticed his options were extremely limited. He found a few lightning and fire jutsus, but that was it. After he paid for his stuff, Naruto went and stood outside to wait for Tamari, but then he came face to face with a red-haired boy who people were telling him to run away from. So, my stalker finally decided to show up. I'm guessing that you're Gaara. Naruto said. I am. Gaara said. So, what do you want? Naruto asked. Mother wants your blood. Gaara said blankly. I see. Well, that's not going to happen. I'll see you later, Gaara. Naruto said as he walked by him and placed a hand on his shoulder which shocked everyone, even Gaara. How did he touch me? Mother didn't protect me. Gaara thought and started to follow Naruto again. Tamari just got her fan and went to find Naruto, but she couldn't find him. The only thought that came to her mind was Gaara must have gotten him, but she didn't hear the usual comments about Gaara killing anybody yet. She assumed he hasn't met Gaara yet and he just got lost, so she kept up her search for him. Looking for me? Naruto asked as he appeared behind her and screamed, then swung her fan at him, but he ducked out of the way. What the hell is your problem? Tamari asked. What do you mean? Naruto asked. You can't just sneak up on me like that. I could have killed you. Tamari said. Oh well. Does Temari care about me that much? Naruto asked and rubbed her cheek, causing her to blush in embarrassment. No. Let's go. Stupid pretty boy. Temari said and mumbled that last part. I heard that. Naruto said as they started walking. Shut up. Temari said. Hey Temari. A voice yelled out to her. What is it, Kankuro? Temari asked. Have you seen Gaara? Kankuro asked. No. I haven't seen him all day. Why? Temari asked. Because people are saying he's been acting weird. They said he had some run-in with a Konoha shinobi and the guy actually touched him without his hand reacting. Kankuro said. That would be me. Who's the girl, Temari? Naruto asked and Temari snickered. This is my brother, Kankuro. Kankuro, this is Naruto. He's the Konoha shinobi I'm guessing everyone was talking about. Temari said. That's me. So, why are you wearing makeup? Naruto asked. It's not makeup. It's war paint. Kankuro said. If you say so. Naruto said. How did you survive an encounter with Gaara? Temari asked. I don't know. He said his mother wanted my blood, but I told him it's not going to happen and then I walked away while putting my hand on his shoulder. He's been following me again. Naruto said and then sand started to blow everywhere. Shit. The sandstorm's coming. We need to get home. Kankuro said. Come on, Naruto. Temari said and grabbed his hand. Sure. Naruto said and followed them. Hazakage Mansion. This place is huge. Naruto said as he was looking around at their house. Yeah. It has like 15 rooms and 8 bathrooms. Kankuro said and Naruto whistled. Wow. So, where do I sleep? Naruto asked. I'll show you. Temari said. Cool. Hey, does Gaara have a room? Naruto asked. Yeah. Why? Kankuro asked. Because I want to do him a favor. Naruto said and showed them a seal. What is it? Kankuro asked. It's a chakra suppression seal. It was created by the 4th Hokage himself to suppress the chakra of a tailed beast from leaking out. If I can set these up all around his room, then they'll prevent Shukaku from escaping while he's asleep. Gaara isn't as unstable as he seems honestly from what I can tell. Naruto said. How can you say that? He kills people who get close to him. Kankuro said. He hasn't killed you or Temari. I'm positive that he only kills if somebody attacks him and his sand only reacts towards hostile actions towards him. If Shukaku forces his way out while he's asleep because of a faulty seal, Gaara must have great mental control if he can keep the tailed beast from escaping while he's awake, since it's possible for it to happen and should have happened by now. Naruto said. Then how do you know your chakra suppression seals will work? Kankuro asked. Because in his book of sealing, the 4th Hokage said that he used this on the 4 and 5 tailed Jinchuriki during the 3rd Shinobi War. If it worked on them then Shukaku shouldn't be a problem. Naruto said. Do it? Temari said. Temari. We can't trust him. He's an outsider. What if he tries to steal Shukaku from us? Kankuro asked. Why the hell would I want Shukaku? I can't even seal a tailed beast away. Well, not yet at least, but I'll be able to in a few months give or take. Anyway, what do you think I'll do? Put him in my pocket and walk out? Naruto asked. I trust him, Kankuro. He was able to instantly see the problem with Gaara's seal when I showed it to him. Temari said. What was wrong with it? I thought Gaara just couldn't handle the power. Kankuro said. Whoever sealed Shukaku and Gaara did 2 things wrong. Number 1, they sealed it inside of him before he was even born, which should never happen, and I'll take a guess to say that is what actually caused your mother to die. Number 2, he basically has a shitty storage scroll on his body. Naruto said. Lady Chiyo is the one who performed the sealing ritual. Kankuro said. Well, she sucks. Naruto said. Just trust him, Kankuro. Temari said. Why do you want to help Gaara? Kankuro asked. Because I'd do anything to make a pretty girl such as Temari smile. Naruto said and she blushed. Idiot. Temari thought. If anything goes wrong, I'm blaming you. Kankuro said. Sure. Now, this is the most important part. There will be a locking seal on the inside of his room to prevent people from coming in there. If the door opens then the suppressing seals will stop working, since I'll have them set to activate when the door closes. I'll give Temari an overriding seal just in case, but if you ever need to go in the room you need to wake him up within 5 minutes, because that's how long it'll take the effects of the seal to wear off on Shukaku. If you can't wake him up just close the door and wait for Gaara to get up. Naruto said. Why does she get the seal? Kankuro asked. Because she's more trustworthy than you. Naruto said. No, she's not. Kankuro said. Yes I am and you know it. Come on, Naruto. I'll show you Gaara's room and your room. Temari said and they walked away. Temari showed Naruto his room and Gaara's room, then showed him the bathrooms. Coincidentally, his room was right next to Temari's room, so he'd have to be careful so he won't go in the wrong room. They went to Gaara's room and Naruto unsealed his sealing equipment and got to work. Temari was really impressed by his skill because he looked so fluent while drawing the seals everywhere and called him a seal master, but he declined saying he was far away from being called a seal master. It took him 3 hours to complete everything and used his Sharingan to check for any signs of a break in the seals. That was another thing he managed to do with his Sharingan, he was able to basically zoom in and out while inspecting his ceiling or anything else. It was really helpful and it's what got him so far into his ceiling. He would check everything over before he moved to the next step. "So, is it done?" Temari asked. "Yeah. Just a simple test run is needed before I apply the locking seal," Naruto said. "What do you have to do?" Temari asked. "I need Gaara to come in here and go to sleep," Naruto said. I don't think that's a good idea," Temari said. "Don't worry. I'll be able to suppress Shukaku if he escapes or tries to," Naruto said. "How?" Temari asked. "Secret. Just tell Gaara to come inside and then you stay out," Naruto said and she sighed. "Okay," Temari said and then Gaara came into the room. "Why didn't my mother protect me from you?" Gaara asked. "Because I'm not a threat to you. I'm not trying to harm you. Now, I need you to close your eyes and start to fall asleep," Naruto said. Gaara stared at him for a few seconds before nodding. Gaara closed his eyes and Naruto sweat dropped because he was still standing up instead of laying on the bed. As soon as Gaara's eyes closed, Naruto felt Shukaku's chakra start to leak out, but the seals started to suppress the chakra and after 20 minutes then an hour, there were no signs of Shukaku trying to escape. Naruto woke Gaara up and Gaara was shocked that Naruto was still alive. "How did you survive the monster inside of me?" Gaara asked. "The monster never escaped. This room will help you sleep at night and not worry about Shukaku trying to escape," Naruto said and then placed the locking seal on the door. "Why did you do this? Are you going to kill me in my sleep?" Gaara asked. "No. I did this so you can have some sort of a normal life and become better. You're not the only person with a tailed beast inside of you and I believe that none of you should be treated like an outcast. Now, before you go to sleep, you'll have to channel chakra into this locking seal so nobody can get in. If the door is opened it will cause the seals to stop working and if you're sleeping, Shukaku will escape," Naruto said. "I see. You hurt my sister and I'll kill you," Gaara said. "Duly noted. Good night," Naruto said and left the room. "You're okay?" Temari said and gave him a hug. "Yup. Everything is working perfectly. I even set up a fail-safe in his room. If the seals fail, a barrier will appear and trap Shukaku while suppressing his chakra at the same time. If somebody breaks into that room then they'll die because of Gaara's sand," Naruto said. "Thank you so much," Temari said. "You're welcome," Naruto said and Temari yawned. "Good night Naruto," Temari said and went to her room. "Good night," Naruto said and went to his room. 2 days later. "Well, this is it. It's been nice meeting you all," Naruto said as he was at the gates with Temari and Kankuro, but not Gaara since he was still sleeping. "Sucks that you'll be leaving. I was going to challenge you to a spar with my puppets," Kankuro said. "We still have the Chunin exams. Now that you're all entering them, I'll be looking forward to fighting you," Naruto said. "So, are you going to wave now?" Temari asked. "Yeah. I need to save my team. After that I'll start training for the Chunin exams," Naruto said. "Well, I won't lose to you. I'm starting my training right away," Kankuro said. "I'm sure you will," Naruto said and Kankuro left. "I guess I'll see you in a few months," Temari said and Naruto nodded. "Like I said, you'll be hearing from me sooner than you think. I have to go now. It was nice spending time with you, Temari. Don't forget about our date in Konoha," Naruto said. "I won't," Temari said and smiled. "I'll be waiting," Naruto said and Temari pulled his mask down, then kissed him on the cheek, causing both of them to blush a dark red. "Good luck on your mission. Bye," Temari quickly said and ran away. Thanks," Naruto said and summoned Dash. "Where are we headed?" Dash asked as Naruto jumped on him. "Land of Waves," Naruto said and Dash flew off. Land of Waves. Dash managed to get Naruto to the Land of Waves in about 8 hours. Along the way Naruto was reading his book on creating jutsus. He was also thinking about Temari kissing him on the cheek. He's been kissed on the cheek plenty of times by his mom and Kurenai, but this one was different. He wasn't an idiot when it came to love, but he wanted to talk to Kurenai first about this to be completely sure. "Naruto, we have arrived," Dash said as he landed. "Thanks. I can find them from here. You head back," Naruto said and jumped off of Dash. "See you later," Dash said and then Naruto walked around a bit before he found somebody. "Excuse me, but have you seen four people around here? A red-haired girl, a pink-haired girl, a guy who has one eye and a boy who looks constipated with a duck-ass hairstyle," Naruto asked. Yeah. They're with Tazuna at his house." "Why do you ask?" the man asked. "I was sent here to help them out with the enemy," Naruto said. Okay. Tazuna's house is right by the docks. You can't miss it," the man said. "Thank you," Naruto said and gave him a pouch of money. "I can't take this," the man said. "Sure you can. I know all about Gato and what he's been doing here. Use that to feed your family. After I'm done with this mission, my personal goal is to kill Gato and put an end to his tyranny," Naruto said. Thank you so much. The man said and bowed before leaving. Defeat the enemy and then kill Gato. Now, let's have a team reunion. Naruto said and vanished. Azuna's house. Natsumi. You shouldn't have said that to him. Sakura said, as Natsumi just finished making a little boy cry. The little shit deserved it. He's a whiny little brat who sheltered himself and hasn't even lifted a finger to stop Gato. He has no right to say I'll never defeat him. Natsumi said. Still, I think you should apologize. Sakura said. Nope. Not happening. Natsumi said and Kakashi sighed. Where's Naruto when I need him? Kakashi thought and then somebody knocked on the door. Were you expecting someone? Kakashi asked. At this hour? No. Tazuna said and Kakashi put his book away. Alright. You and Tsunami should hide in the kitchen for now. Sasuke, Sakura and Natsumi, I'm going to slowly open the door. Do not attack unless I say otherwise. Kakashi said and stood up. You got it. Finally. Some action. Natsumi said. Kakashi slowly opened the door and as usual, Sasuke didn't listen. As soon as the door was open, Sasuke grabbed the person inside and tried to stab him with a kunai. Natsumi and Sakura joined in, but they were all quickly defeated and the only thing you saw was Natsumi and Sakura hanging upside down from the ceiling. Sasuke was on the ground with a kunai at his neck and Kakashi was holding a wrist keeping a sword from slicing his head off while holding a kunai to back of the person's head. Well, that was rude. You didn't even let me introduce myself. Naruto said. Naruto. Natsumi yelled as she was struggling to get down. Naruto. Let me down. Sakura said. I guess you're the backup. Kakashi said as he let him go and Naruto got off of Sasuke. Yup. That's me. Naruto said as he put his sword up then released Natsumi and Sakura from the ceiling. Naruto. Where have you been? I can't believe you left me with Pinky and Duck ass. Natsumi said and dramatically placed her hand over her head. I was on missions. Naruto said. I thought you were on Team 7 with us. Sakura said. I am. I'm an elite genin. Naruto said. How is he so strong? He will tell me his secret so I can kill him. Sasuke thought. Did the Hokage tell you what's going on? Kakashi asked. I read up on it on my way here. So, Zabuza Mamachi and an accomplice. Can I fight Zabuza? Naruto asked. No. I'll handle Zabuza myself. He only escaped last time because his accomplice interfered. You'll be back up just in case. Natsumi and Sasuke will be fighting the accomplice and Sakura will guard Tazuna. Think you can stay back and guard the house while we're gone and come after the threat is dealt with? Kakashi asked. Sure. Naruto said and sat down. What kind of mission were you on? Sakura asked. B-rank Tazuna. I would have been here sooner, but I had to wait out a sandstorm. Naruto said. How many missions have you done in the last 2 months? Natsumi asked. I don't know. Maybe 20. 21, including this one. Naruto said. Half-breed, I demand you tell me how you got strong and give me the sword while you're at it. Sasuke said. It's funny how you think you can boss me around. Let's get something straight. The only person who can boss me around in the Uchiha clan would be the clan head and that's not you. Naruto said. I thought he was the clan head because he's from the main family. Sakura said. No. The clan head would be the oldest Uchiha remaining from the main family. Sasuke isn't the oldest. Itachi is. Technically Itachi is the clan head, but at the same time, he isn't. Naruto said. What do you mean? Kakashi asked. Think about it. Who was the original leader of the Uchiha clan? Naruto asked. Madara Uchiha. Kakashi said. Exactly. It would be his direct lineage that would be clan head. Sasuke isn't part of Madara's lineage. Naruto said. Madara didn't have any children though. It would have been documented if he did. Kakashi said. He had children in secret. His lineage kept going on. So, take a wild guess at who's the last of his lineage. Naruto said. It's you. Kakashi said. Exactly. So, technically I'm clan head and have been ever since my mother died. Don't step out of line. I'd rather keep you alive because Mikoto was basically my aunt, but I have no problem killing you, Sasuke. Don't get on my bad side. Naruto said. Wait a minute. If you're the clan head then what does that make Sasuke and this Itachi person? Natsumi asked. I did some digging and looked into that. In our clan, Sasuke would be part of the side branch. Naruto said. I don't get it. How did Sasuke's family become clan heads then? Natsumi asked. Easy. It was long before Fugaku Uchiha was born, but someone in his lineage killed the actual clan head. Since Madara was gone that side branch member was the strongest and nobody challenged him for the throne. My family continued to grow in secret and Fugaku didn't even know I was born until I was 2 months old. Naruto said. Whoa. Natsumi said. Is it safe for Yus to come out? Tazuna asked. Yeah. He's our backup. Kakashi said. He's just a kid. Tazuna said. Well, he's stronger than all of them and if he went all out I know he should be able to take on all 3 of them. Kakashi said. This half-breed is not stronger than me. Sasuke said. Oh? Then show me your Sharingan. Naruto said, and Sasuke grit his teeth. He doesn't have the Sharingan. Natsumi said, what a shame. Seems you can't even call yourself an Uchiha with no Sharingan to prove it. At this point, Kakashi is more of an Uchiha than you are. Now, is there any food? I'm starving. Naruto said, this is it. I can finally see what he looks like. Sakura thought and grinned, of course. I'll bring you a plate of food. Tsunami said, you better make that a few plates. He can eat as much as me. Natsumi said, no. One plate should be enough. I saw the condition of this place because of Gato. Naruto said, it's okay. We have enough to last another week. Tsunami said, no. Even after Gato is defeated, it'll still take some time before the land of waves is back on its feet. I'll take one plate and then eat breakfast in the morning while they're out at the bridge. Naruto said, if that is what you want. Tsunami said and went back to the kitchen. I just realized that you never call Kakashi sensei. Why is that? Sakura asked. This isn't a knock on Kakashi, but my mom will always be my only sensei. Sure, other people may teach me something, but I don't think I'll ever call them sensei. Naruto said. HN. Pathetic. Sasuke said. This is coming from the same boy who would throw a temper tantrum whenever his brother had a mission and couldn't train him. You should be the last person talking about being pathetic. You used your clan status and the people's ego to get them to train you growing up, and you're still weaker than me. You may train hard, but I train smart. Naruto said, and Tsunami came with his food. Here you go. Tsunami said. Thank you. Naruto said, and everyone looked at him. Come on. Come on. Come on. Sakura thought. I wonder if this is how people feel when I'm eating. Kakashi thought. I wonder if he's gonna do the thing when he eats through his mask. Natsumi thought, as she was always fascinated by that. Naruto picked up his chopsticks and pulled his mask, making everyone lean in, but then we put his food over the top of his mask into his mouth. Everyone fell over at such an idiotic move, and Sakura yelled. Are you kidding me? Sakura asked. What? Naruto asked. Take off the stupid mask. Sakura yelled. I don't want to. Naruto said. Please. Sakura asked and put on a puppy dog face. Fine. Naruto said and put his chopsticks down. Yes. Sakura said and leaned forward. Underneath this mask. Naruto said. Aha. Sakura said with anticipation. Is another mask. Pretty cool, right? Naruto asked as he pulled down his mask. Now I see how people feel when I do it. I can't believe he got me with my own thing. Kakashi thought. Are you kidding me? I did all of that for this. Come here. Sakura yelled. She leapt at Naruto with the intent to rip his mask off his face, but Naruto switched with Sasuke at the last minute without them noticing. Sakura opened her eyes and saw her lips were connected with Sasuke's. Her eyes widened and her mind went blank as she felt Sasuke's hands on her butt. I'm kissing Sasuke. Sakura thought and then passed out on top of Sasuke. She can die happy now. Natsumi said. Not exactly. Naruto said. Why not? She kissed him and she's happy. Natsumi said. No. Kissing him isn't the only thing she wants from Sasuke, but it seems you don't understand it yet. I won't poison your young mind. Naruto said. Young? We're the same age. Natsumi said. I'm 60 days older than you. That's 2 months, or if you want to be technical, 1440 hours, which is equivalent to 86,400 minutes. That's 3 different ways of me saying I'm older than you. Naruto said. How can he remember all of that? Kakashi thought. You get on my nerves. Natsumi said and stormed away. All in a day's work. Now, where's the little boy that I heard Natsumi yell at? Naruto asked. On the docks. Kakashi said. I'll be back. Naruto said. Ox. Hey, kid. What's your name? Naruto asked. Inari. Inari said. Nice. So, would she yell at you? Naruto asked. Because I told her she doesn't know how it feels to struggle since she came from a ninja village and that Gato is too powerful for her. You all are just going to die like everyone else. Inari said. I see. Well, let me prove you wrong on both instances. Natsumi unfortunately does know what it's like to struggle. I won't go into detail about her life, but she's basically hated by our entire village minus a few for something out of her control when she was only a few hours old. Now, Gato isn't strong. What makes you think he is? Naruto asked. He has goons working for him. I saw what happened to the silver-haired guy in there. If he can't beat them, then nobody can. Inari said. That's where you're wrong. Kakashi had the guy beat from what I understand, but he didn't know about the accomplice. Now, Kakashi will fight the guy again, and I'm sure he'll win. This time it'll be one-on-one since Sasuke and Natsumi will be fighting the accomplice. As for Gato and his goons. Well, I've seen his goons around here and none of them can do this. Naruto said and used the fireball jutsu as a demonstration. Wow. Inari said. Like I said, his goons aren't strong. They're just common street thugs that pick on the weak. Tomorrow Gato will fall and the land of waves will be free from his tyranny. Naruto said and walked away. Naruto went inside to see Sakura still on the floor and figured Sasuke must have gone to sleep. He picked her up, then took her to the room she was sharing with Natsumi and knocked before leaving. He opted to sleep on the roof of the house and enjoy the cool breeze of the night. What if Naruto Senju and Sayori has bloodline council bashing? Thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.